Welcome to As the Poll Turns, everybody. My name is Chris, my beautiful wife Leslie, and tonight with us we have from Dream Palace, Molly and Coco. Welcome to the lounge, ladies.
What's up? Glad to be
So
here.
we'll get the cliche question out of the way, kick the conversation off. What made you decide to start dancing? How'd y'all get into this business?
Money.
That's
Money?
strictly money motivated.
Yep.
Okay.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I was freshly 18 and I really wanted to work at Hooters. And I took myself down there and they told me, I only had a few tattoos then. And they told me that I would have to cover my few that I did have, no long nails, and they preferred straight hair. And I have curly hair under. So I was not going for that. And then Dream Palace was right down the street. And I went to Dream Palace.
Where is Hooters at over there?
Not really down the street.
But
Close enough.
Strip clubs.
Close
Okay,
enough.
so
Okay,
so
were y'all friends before?
you know
no.
what?
So
We
you met
literally went to we have the same friends from high school. Like we know the same people.
So
Never
close to
met.
each other, never met.
And then we met at the club.
And it wasn't even
It was like
really
it was
at Dream
meant
Palace.
to be.
Yeah.
So who worked there first?
I was there for about a year before her, and I actually wasn't like working there for a little bit. I was at Eve's, like we were talking about earlier, Eve's Teas, and I was only working nights there. And one of my the manager that was working there, she was a waitress at Dream Palace, and she snuck her over there one night, and it was just like, you have to meet Coco. And once we started like talking, it was. Oh, I'm pretty sure I went home with her that night.
Yeah.
That was that's love at first sight.
It was over.
Besties at first sight. Get it? I get it.
Yeah.
And that's the main club you guys have always worked at. You said you worked at Eve's Teas.
Yeah, we stopped
Yeah.
working at Eve's though. Like
Yeah, as soon as the
Some
manager
shit
was
started going
there,
down
we
and,
stopped
you know.
working there. Just wasn't, and also it was in a really bad area.
Yeah, it's
and
A lot. I've heard that about a lot of those clubs, and we are trying to get some girls from the West Side on here. But Dream Palace is representing. This will be episode number 7. You guys will be the third ones representing Dream Palace. The other girls are scared, man.
Don't be scared.
Don't be
guys.
scared.
Yeah.
It's so
Come on
comfortable
down.
over here.
So we were talking earlier before we got started. You guys are really thinking about doing the traveling thing.
Mhm.
Do you know girls that have done this before and know areas? You said New Orleans. Any place else you want to go and try to?
I think Florida, Miami, like the biggest strip club. I've heard about that one.
11. Is that what it's called?
It used to be a Costco.
Really?
Holy
Oh,
shit.
that's what you're talking about.
So
two
it's
C's.
massive.
It's two
It's
C's.
got to be huge.
It's
So
two
it'd
Should
be
be at
easy to work
Costco.
there,
Fuck
but
yeah.
they say all the girls, once again, are all BBLs and stuff, especially in Miami. But
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a good one. So
I
many
Yeah.
people.
I never even. Everybody talks about Miami. They talk about 11, and I've never been there. But everybody says that it's like half strip club, half nightclub. Like
Okay.
they have dancers, but they also have like a whole dance floor, and the customers come in and dance, and the girls dance.
Oh,
I've never heard of this one you're talking about that used to be at Costco.
It's
gotta
called
look it
two
up.
C's, I think.
Oh, yeah, is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Good thing
I'm
you
gonna have to
remembered.
look into that.
But I also would like to go to some more low key places. I feel like we'd really stand out if we were to go South Dakota, somewhere where it's gonna,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
somewhere
saying? A lot of places where we're gonna look really different out there, and we'd
Yeah.
be considered exotic out there
Right,
because
yeah.
we don't look like the average person that would live out there.
Right.
But no matter what, you're doing it together.
Yeah.
Oh,
most
yeah.
likely.
And now, do you
Especially
ladies
traveling,
live together?
because- No, not now.
Yeah.
You don't live
Not
together,
doing it.
but you have. But
Yeah.
you're
We have
you're like
for a minute.
besties.
Oh no!
Right.
Every day we see each other.
Yes, love it.
Even if we don't live together.
Love it. I
I'm
miss
still
my
seeing her.
bestie. My bestie's in Florida, so far away.
But that'd be a nice trip. Go see her.
We do we alternate. One year I'll go out there, and then the next year she'll come out here. We only do it once a year because it's a lot. She runs a business, and I do the mom thing.
Fucking kids.
Fucking kids. I do have to do the mom thing, so
Nothing wrong with that though.
no,
I
that's
love
great.
it.
So how long have y'all been dancing?
I actually just had to renew my license. If that doesn't say, I'm like so about like
That's 4 years.
3 years or 4 years.
Can I ask
Three?
how old you ladies are? You don't have to
21.
say. You're 21?
I'm
Coco?
21.
You're both
So
21?
a month apart.
So you started dancing
18.
at 18 and
I
you
was
couldn't
like about
drink.
to be 19.
Couldn't drink.
She has all the places, let me tell you. She
Okay.
get all places that we could get us some liquor, some little nice restaurants.
Okay. So you would like pregame before you
We
went
had
to
our little place. We wouldn't really pregame. We'd kind of just go out. I feel like when it comes to the club, we smoke there all the time, but we're not really drinkers. Like, you know, at the club at least. If we go out, then we're gonna turn up, you know, have fun.
Right.
But we don't
Right.
really like to drink at the club necessarily.
You're working.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
weed, I feel like weed hits like a cigarette these days, you know?
Yes. I don't even get high anymore, I
It's
swear.
just
It
like
takes
a-
a lot to
We've
get
been
high.
talking
Yeah.
about that lately.
Maybe some edibles.
Right, like an
To really
edible
take me
hits
out.
different.
Somebody
Edible
was
hits
talking
different.
about, somebody said something about a tolerance break. A
I
tolerance
can't
break?
do it.
Fuck
It's up to
you.
I couldn't
dosage.
do
I'm
I'm
it.
not doing
I
a
couldn't do
tolerance
it.
break. How about I just up the
That's too
dosage?
bad.
I'm not fucking doing a tolerance
We
break.
went to Cali
It's
recently,
not.
just for like
Yes.
a little trip.
Cali weed
And
hits different though.
we tried to really overdo it. We got the edible drink, we did the moon rocks, and just tried
Guys.
to see like if we could actually get high. Because like you were talking about, you
Yeah,
know,
you
it's
don't
hard
get
to
high
get
anymore.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
you smoke just to kind of be normal.
Just to
Literally,
be normal.
just
Yeah.
to cope with through the day. you
It's
know?
like smoking to me is like part of my everyday thing, like putting on my makeup.
Literally.
You know, I shower, I do my hair, I do my makeup, and I smoke my joint, and then I leave the house.
I'm like compared to
Like,
going to
it's
the
part
bathroom.
yeah.
It's like
All
in the
throughout
wash,
the day.
brushing your teeth, and it comes
Yeah.
and passes you the blunt.
Well, no, I'll you know, brush my teeth first. I'm not gonna hit the blunt while I'm brushing my teeth. No, not with that.
Well, I mean, whatever.
To each his own. I won't.
Yeah, I like that Cali beat, man.
Yeah,
that's-
right. And we found this cute little one. Like it looked like almost like a
It was not
Chinatown.
cute.
It was. Give it to them. It was low key in it. We was in the ghetto. Kind
Where
of.
No,
where
it
in
was
Cali were you?
sketchy.
LA?
Sketchy.
No,
And I
yeah.
had to
So
pee
like
so bad.
we were fully on Figueroa Street, but like gentrification. Okay, so like
Okay.
we're on the 31st floor in like this super nice like little penthouse apartment that she had got. But like if you went down all the way, you know, you're gonna probably
You don't want to go down there.
You don't want to go down there, okay? And like we wanted to get weed, and they had one like literally tucked up called like the Black Market, and everything else around it was like shuttered down, like you know, shutter. It was the
Yeah.
only one that had the shutters up,
Right.
and it literally had like a little camera. I had to show my ID at the camera, and then like he came, and she had to go to the bathroom, so like he let us in, and there was no weed to be found when you walked inside of there. It was like a couch. He had the PlayStation there, an ashtray.
Wow.
It's like somebody's living room.
Literally,
They
like
gave
in the back
anybody
of
a
a little
dispensary
business.
license in Cali, huh?
Literally,
It kind of feels a little sketchy.
just a little bit. And so I'm like, hopefully she comes out the bathroom. You know, hopefully I see her come down this
It
hallway.
was so far back.
And she wanted me to go with her, but I was like, girl, no, one of us has to stay out here because, like, what if he tries to,
Right.
like, you know, like,
Yeah.
Bring back in 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then
Bring back in 10 minutes, I'm just gonna call 911.
That was like the quickest pee I ever took.
Right?
I don't even think I washed my hands.
It's just the fuck that. I'm
I
getting
was
out of
fine.
here.
And then he had us go outside the little garage door and then went back, got the weed. Don't know where he got it from because, like I said, we didn't see any weed. And didn't package it when I was waiting for her to go to the bathroom. He just sat there.
So how did you know what kind you were getting?
He had a website. He created
Oh,
a
okay, okay.
website. And he called me too. He's like, confirm the order. He's like, so you're getting this, and you're how far away? And then he gave us like a couple free rolls and something. And then he put it in a cute little China to-go box, like a little.
It
Oh,
was
Hold
a
up
cute
once.
to-go box.
It was.
yeah.
Gotta
It
give
was
it to
pretty
him.
good.
Gotta give it to him. It was good weed too. I mean, you know, no
Yeah.
complaints.
You can't go wrong with anything from Cali, really. I think.
It could have
in-
been.
in
laced,
my
we probably
experience,
still
anyway.
would've smoked it.
We're like, does someone feel there?
Yeah, we just came back from Cali ourselves. and
Yeah? I love Cali.
I found these strains at the dispensary. First, you know, we stayed 2 days at the beach, and then we spent 2 days in LA. And I call this dispensary that's like the closest to the hotel, and I'm asking about like the high testing stuff. Like last time when we went to San Diego, I found this shit that was like 38, 39% with no infusion, no wax or
Yeah.
nothing. It was just testing high. And I call this dispensary to see what they have. And this girl gets on the phone and she starts talking to me about terpenes and all this other
What?
shit.
Like the whole
See,
thing.
no, I'm
She's
like that
like,
too.
it's
I'm so
not
anti
just-
when it comes to dispensary talk. Like, I
She's
know,
like,
Yeah, it's like another.
you know, like I know
Yeah.
indica sativa, but they're all like, 49% THC and
Yeah.
CBD
Well,
and all that.
I like the high testing stuff because I do want to get high.
Yeah.
But she starts talking about this cannabinoid and
See,
terpenes.
yeah,
And
I'm
I'm like,
You might as well be speaking Greek.
I'm like,
Literally.
I
weed
cannot
talk?
follow you.
like
He
literally.
literally said that on the phone. He asked.
I'm
me
like,
this.
you know what? I'm just gonna drive over there and I'm gonna have you help me.
He's like,
And
"What's your name? Can you help me when I get
she's
there?"
the only one working there when I got there.
Oh,
Like
that's
the room
weird.
was about as big as this bus,
Oh my
but
God.
at least there was weed on display.
Okay, at least you saw the weed.
There was
He
weed on
didn't see the
display.
weed. He could have grabbed that out of a bag and put it in a
Right.
jar for all we know, and we would have still smoked
Smoked it.
Yeah.
And I found this company, and it was so like lime green that it almost looked like it would glow in the dark. And it was so good that right before we left the following morning, I had to stop there and just get 2 more jars of it.
Just to bring, we weren't traveling.
I had to because it was just like, no, it was so lime green like nothing I'd ever seen before.
We flew, and I was really scared, but she fully convinced me. We brought moon rocks in our bag. Moon rocks
What?
and some weed. Or like we literally
Just
had
in
weed
the bag.
in the suitcase.
It's legal, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't.
Well,
travel.
see, that's always
It's
my
only
point.
if it's personal use. I feel like if it was like a lot of
Yeah, or if
they
we had a
would've
lot.
stopped us.
We had
Yeah,
about like
quarter
3
pound.
grams,
Yeah, like,
about 3 grams of
over
moon
legal
rocks,
limit.
and then she had a drink, and I think like one of the other people that were with had a drink too.
That's all right. She's not. We get to the fucking
Lord.
gate at Disney. Shout out Disneyland. Your security sucked.
No, please don't. I'm such a bad
So-
mom for this. Such a bad mom.
No,
We-
live
we-
like
I'm a
love.
fucking
we-
pothead, man.
We get to the door to the security gate at Disney, and I see the sign now where it says no weed products at all, like no edibles, no nothing.
pen, yeah, I'm already
And I'm
done.
like, fuck, we each got a pen in our pocket. I'm like, how the fuck are we gonna do this? I
Look-
took mine back to the car because I didn't want him to make me throw it
Pause.
away.
Leslie can't go fucking 8, 10, 3, 2, 1 hours without smoking
Okay, but the
pot,
lines.
okay?
Like, let's talk about the lines. You need the pen for the lines, because those lines in Disneyland
Look,
are nothing to
I
play with.
can't
got
go
it through
that
the
long.
gate.
I fucking snuck my shit in there. Damn right I did.
Period.
But there's no designated smoking area, which the website said there was a
website says
designated
there
smoking
is.
area. And I was like, I'll just hit my pin in the designated smoking area, no big deal. Well,
We bought ones that look like the nicotine vapes.
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Put a little
I'm like,
case on it.
perfect. Fucking designated.
So we
smoke-
get in there.
I couldn't even smoke a cigarette. I was going out.
Yeah.
Fucking.
There's
mind.
no designated smoking area at all. You can't smoke in there at all. Cigarettes.
You have to
vape,
go out of the
nothing.
park to the street.
To the street.
To the street. It's okay. I
The
keep
street is
Ashley
like, it's not even like the park. You have the whole little Disney walk.
No, you have to go out,
Shit,
security and the whole shit. Like,
Just to smoke a
like
cigarette.
so unaccommodating. So I go in the bathroom and hit my pin. Now there's lights, there's strip lighting all across above the stalls, right?
Okay.
And I don't even think about it because I don't know, I fucking smoke, man. I hit my pin and I'm taking a bigger fat pull and I'm like, and then all of a sudden there's a line for the bathrooms. So people are waiting. And all of a sudden I hear, is that smoke? And I'm like, oh fuck, no, it's not. No, I didn't say anything. But then I'm like, oh shit, and there's an attendant in there at all times. I'm like, oh, I'm fixing to get caught.
She's gonna
Like,
get bounced out of
so
Disneyland.
I played it more chill. So every time now after that, I'm like hitting it, and I'm like
That reminds me of
trying
high
to
school.
disperse it or
Yeah.
flushing it down the toilet. Like, but then I didn't want to get all
jail.
close to the toilet. It was like gross. So it wasn't that bad, but it's a toilet.
It's still
So
gross.
it's
yeah.
a toilet. It's
It
still
was
gross.
a rough trip.
It was like, yeah, no cigarette. We hadn't had a cigarette in hours. It was like we had enough. We had enough of that.
Hearing you talk about the bathroom just takes me back to high school, because that's what it was
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Having to do this. And
Oh
then
my
making
gosh.
Sure, because we'd have once you hear the keys jingling,
Oh,
Oh,
you
yes.
know.
Yeah,
you
telltale
know
sign.
you're not. It's time to go, or put your feet up, or whatever you may.
I don't know which way this goes. I keep
You
ashing
went
it
left,
down my
man.
shirt. I need an ashtray of sorts.
Here, you got this one. I have it tucked up.
I've ashed it down my shirt about 3 times, I think, so far. So we'll just put this here. Let's treat this.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah.
what kind of experiences have you guys had with? I've heard a couple different stories about like famous people, rappers and shit coming into Dream Palace. Any experience for either one of y'all?
Okay, I'll do. It's a rapper. Me and her were not there that night, and we were so fucking
Confused.
mad. No, we were mad that we weren't there that night.
Well,
Like a modern day rapper or like someone
No,
from...
modern, very
Yeah.
modern. And
Real modern.
we were real mad that he wasn't there. And I get a call the next morning, like, oh my god, you know, so and so rapper came in, like, you guys wouldn't believe what happened. I'm like, oh my god, I'm already getting salty. I'm like, he probably threw so much money.
Right.
And like he's nice and tall, you know, I'm tall, so you know, I'm like, okay,
How
you
tall are
know, I'm 5'10", so
Okay.
I'm like, okay,
I have
you
to
know.
remember. Every time somebody tells us one of these stories, I'm like, we're gonna find out who it is during a break or off camera.
And then we get
And
hired,
then
we
get
forget.
fucking hired
Or we
for-
could just tell you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We forget to... We forget
We'll
to-
remind
I'll
you.
forget.
We'll remind
We
you.
forget.
I'll forget.
We forget a lot.
But yeah, and so they tell us that he tried to come in, and you already
Sure.
know, like first of all the girls recognized him. You know, this was like a little bit of older management, so they were very much like had kind of no recognition of like who that was. I mean, even though we play their music, they're still like very
No idea.
no
Right.
idea, right? So we're all like, you know, all the girls inside are all geeking, I'm sure, like waiting for him to come inside. And he has a big bag. Can I see a lighter, or do I have it?
I have one right here, babe.
And he has a big bag, and he has a whole bunch of money in there, and a bottle, of course.
Yeah.
And no ID. Okay, first of all, they're not going. They're not going for the no ID.
Yeah.
Okay. Second of all, the bottle. Okay, doesn't matter how famous you are. You know, you're not bringing a bottle in
Liquor
there.
laws
They're
are
not
liquor
going.
laws.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
liquor
not
laws are
going for that.
Yeah.
So, you know, even though it was in the ghetto, I'm sure he would have gone in with it. But that was, you know, over in Scottsdale, it's not happening.
He would have got that shit in the
Oh,
blue.
easily. But, you know, not over there. So then finds out that he ends up turning up because, like, they're acting like, you know, they're not letting him in. Ends up getting pepper sprayed with all of his little guys that he was with that are all wearing
Oh,
chains
fuck.
too. Like, all four of them get pepper sprayed. Drops 4,000 on
What
the
do-
floor.
Like
Out
out
the
of
bag.
the bag. Like just
What do you mean, like he loses it?
Like as he's like trying to
doesn't
tussle,
throw
like
it,
it, no,
he's-
like it like
like
falls
he
out the
falls out.
bag,
Oh
and then he
my
grabs the
God.
bag and leaves,
Oh,
right?
mind you, nobody said shit. Like nobody said shit to day shift. Like
Yeah, so
nobody said shit about after it happened.
to that extent, I waitressed in day shift at this moment. I was waitressing in day shift at Dream Palace, and were you there that day?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I used to always pick her up and bring her, so like she'd always be one of my first dancers, usually, or there'd be someone else. You know, you never know. But so we go in and we had a new manager, and he's like a little bit smaller. You know, like he's not like as big as the night managers, really. You know, he's
Okay.
smaller, and he's our age too, so he's not like as old too, right?
Right.
So mind you, I just heard from one of the girls that was there that he got pepper sprayed, okay? Not that he dropped $4,000 in
Oh,
cash,
fuck.
okay?
Okay.
I was not aware of that. No one was aware of that. None of us knew that, okay? Remember, we're like so upset we didn't see him either. We're like, oh my gosh.
We
you know?
just heard about it, and I'm
I
like
believe
sitting
they
in the
fucking pepper
booth, like
sprayed.
in
Right?
FaceTime.
Right?
But what
Like-
was the pepper? What did you say? Why did he get pepper
Just
sprayed?
because, like, he was throwing a hissy fit about, like, them not letting him in. And they be really quick to
so he
sometimes,
didn't
like-
even make it like in the club hanging out.
No,
Said,
he
"Sorry,
couldn't even
trying to
get
keep
in.
going."
So then, like, we're like all upset about it, still super salty. Who shows up in the middle of the day at 1 p.m.?
Like literally at 12.
Like,
Yeah.
right when we open. Yeah, walks in.
He
I'm
came
like-
back.
He
after
comes
they
back.
pepper
He
sprayed?
comes back.
Oh my
I'm
God.
so excited. I'm
Oh,
like,
he's looking for his
I'm
money.
like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, come on in. Like, let's go. You know, like, I'm like, no ID needed. You know, you're good. No, don't worry about it. Come on in, you know. And he's like, nah, where's your manager? Very hostile. Very hostile,
Oh, fuck.
okay? And I'm like, you want a water? Like, what's good? You hot out there? Like, what's the issue, you know? Like, came back to have some fun. What's going on? I got girls, you know? And he's like, nah, where's your manager? Still very hostile. So I already knew I was not getting a picture or nothing because I already knew by the hostility. I'm like, I'm not even gonna ask. So comes in, I like go get my manager, but I tell him like, hey, you know, he's coming a little
It's coming in.
You know, and he's wearing a wife beater, okay, guys?
Oh,
and he's a
alright.
big guy.
He's already
so
fitting
he's
the
already on that
stereotype.
type of time, okay?
Yeah.
All he's missing is the black Air Forces, you know? He's
Got it.
already there, okay?
Yep.
And all his little goons are like standing there kind of just like watching, you know, like watching him, and he gets all up in my little manager's face and is like, where's my 4,000, bruh? Like, where's my money at? And we didn't know. So literally, he's like, what money? What money? And he like starts pushing on him. He's like, don't lie. You know what I'm talking about. Like, and I'm like this close to calling 911 because I'm like, there's no way I'm going to jump in and he's going to get his ass beat by Polo. Oh. Oops.
Cut it out.
Yeah, so you're going to have
There's no beeping. It happens.
Well,
Just go on.
Okay.
Nobody catch it. We got it.
Well, he was gonna get beat by Mr. Rubberman, and he had 4 guys with him. Okay, so like on top of that, ain't no
he's
way.
fixing to get stomped.
Ain't no way. Okay, so I'm like shaking at this rate. Like, you know, I went from like being all happy to like terrified. You know?
Yeah, I was still in the box. I was like,
And like I'm like shaking behind the bar, like watching him like get in my manager's face, and then like my manager's like, let me call night shift and like figure this out.
I got nothing
you
to
know,
do with this
like
shit.
I don't know what's going on, and calls night shift. Night shift manager at the time's like, oh yeah, 4,000 in the safe. It's all bundled up. Just give it to him. And we're like, so y'all aren't gonna leave a note. Y'all aren't gonna tell us shit. Y'all aren't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, really.
My manager's about to get beat up. Like, could have got shot. Who knows?
Who
You know?
knows? Right.
Like, I mean, I didn't think 4,000 was that much to him, but honestly, clearly was very much tripping on
4,000
it.
isn't. I mean, it's.
I mean, for what he'd be
$4,000
posting,
is,
you wouldn't think,
you know,
you wouldn't think it'd be too
it's
much.
more
But
than
I
what
mean,
a lot of people
he
pay
didn't
for
get
rent.
to throw it, so I get why he's like, you know, I feel like if he would have spent it, he probably wouldn't have cared. But the fact that it was taken, you know, or however
Yeah.
you may think of it,
Right.
ends up being all rubber banded in the safe and everything, all on
pretty for
top in the envelope. Doesn't have
I
to be on
love-
the envelope though, just in the envelope.
I love how honest it was, though.
And then just
That's
like, and we
beautiful
didn't even
that-
know why he got it though. Still at this rate, I didn't know. I thought that we just owed him 4,000, and I'm like, well, what'd we do to owe you 4,000?
Right.
Like, you know,
be the other way around.
what's happening
Yeah,
right
wait a
now? Like,
second.
why are we giving you money?
Why are we paying you?
You know, like
Yeah.
I had to put the
not
pieces
happening.
together later throughout the day. But yeah, that was definitely, I feel like, in day shift too. I mean, day shift, it was rare that we ever had anything crazy
Anything.
go on like
I
that.
literally
You
looked at him
know,
and I was like, he's not right here right now.
literally.
And like I knew I was registering, but I was like, we were just talking about this. What the fuck's going on?
And I snuck a picture of just his back though when he was walking out, because I knew if he
Yeah,
would have
we
seen
were
me
like-
take it, he'd have been like, "Hey," like I already know he would have came at
No,
me.
yeah,
I mean,
like, say hello.
Yeah.
He should have relaxed a little bit when he got his
He
money
was
back.
mad. He like snatched the money back, walked out. I was like, the girls will get on stage. You don't have to worry, take a seat. Trying to like do anything to keep it. He was not.
Wasn't having it.
Wasn't having it. But I was just really glad he didn't post anything because I was really scared he was going to be like, fuck Dream Palace. And like, I was scared he was going to take it that far. Especially after getting pepper
So
sprayed. I
big,
really was
yeah.
scared he was going to take it that far. And like, everyone was like, well, the managers mainly were like, if he does it, we'll be fine. And I'm like, guys, will we be though? Like, I mean, we'll be okay. We'll still have guys come in. But as far as like that crowd goes, I mean,
Yeah.
you tell all his little homies.
I think it was
you know,
handled
friends.
the way that it was supposed to be handled, though.
Yeah, I mean,
You
as
know,
well as it could have
fine.
been, besides
Right,
Mr.
yeah.
Manager getting pushed on a little bit.
Well,
But
that aside, but I mean, it wasn't like,
Some of these clubs are quick with that pepper spray shit, though, man.
they're fast.
well,
And it always gets in the club. I don't know how many times I've been doing a lap dance, and like mid lap dance, I'm like, oh, and they're like,
Yeah.
what are you saying? And I'm like, oh,
Somebody
sorry.
got pepper sprayed.
I can't breathe. Like, it
Well,
just came in from
customers-
the outdoors.
drunk customers can get quite unruly, and, you know.
Sometimes they don't be
These
drunk.
people are feral.
They do be feral
Yeah,
sometimes.
right,
I've seen
that's
some
what I'm
feral
saying.
ones. I've seen
Yeah.
some keep going off the pepper spray, like still
Oh
running.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Those
a
ones?
different kind of breed. They're not even human at that
Let's
rate.
go home.
Are they even gonna make you hungry?
And here's the funny thing: they'll get pepper sprayed, and you know they'll dump water on their face or whatever, and then they'll call an Uber, and the Uber driver will actually let them get in the car with the pepper spray.
And then
like,
it's just in the
all
car,
over.
it's lingering. I'm telling you.
Now
it
everybody
literally-
that gets in that car after him is gonna,
No.
their eyes are gonna start burning. They can't breathe.
And that's what I'm saying. Because I could be in the lap dancer. I mean, the door's all the way on the other side of Dream Palace. So just it coming that far, and they pepper spray them like pretty far away from the door, just for it to travel through the air particles all the way over there. I couldn't imagine a car. I
What?
could not imagine a car.
You know how to avoid all of that? don't act like a fucking asshole when you go to the fucking strip club.
Yeah.
Do
True.
it. Be respectful. Do what they tell you to fucking do, and
Even if we ask for $1 million,
And then-
do
Just
what
do it,
we
just
tell
do
you
it.
to
well,
do.
okay, wait.
Right?
Okay, that was taken out of context.
So, is
No,
that like the
I mean,
wildest
like
shit you've
the-
ever?
Always taking out of
I get it.
Is that the wildest shit you've ever seen there, or is there
You
is there
said
something crazier
No,
than
we
that?
have a whole so
you
many
said you
stories.
seen somebody get pepper sprayed and still just keep wilding out. Like
That
just
wasn't
keep,
that bad compared to what else I've seen there.
Well, what else?
Like,
You
yeah.
said you seen somebody get pepper sprayed and then keep going. Like they just like
There's more than one of those, so I feel like that
That
story's too
happens?
common. Yeah.
that happens.
These guys are
These
crazy.
guys come here like already fucked up.
And it's
Yeah.
not like just
And, like,
like
God
drunk.
knows
Like
what
they're
Okay, so
they're on
they
some
on
good
some.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, because Dream Palace doesn't really start to get busy until the bars close after 2:00.
Sometimes we're open
Right.
till 8 a.m. because people
So,
are still coming
these
in. Like last
motherfuckers
night
are.
when we leave in the summertime,
they
we're
get
still
there.
sitting outside.
It was like 5.
We left it. No, it was like close to 6, or it was like
5:30,
5:30,
yeah.
and there was still like 5 or 6 girls sitting outside. Guys still coming in. Sun out. Like so bright, and we're leaving. We're like, hell no, like fuck this.
Days
It's
over.
crazy. If the sun's out, I feel like the night's over.
time to
You know?
go.
Yeah,
That's
for
how I
sure.
feel personally.
My
you
shift
know?
is done.
Unless I'm already in, something's going on in the private room,
Right.
then it's like a whole different story. But if it's not already going on, there's no way.
There's no worse feeling than coming out and you open those doors to go out to your car and the fucking sun is in the sky.
No, it's a great feeling when you have a good night.
Yeah.
When you have a good night, I'm like,
Well,
oh, good
yeah.
morning. It's beautiful outside.
Go
I'm going to
get
get
breakfast.
breakfast. Fill up my gas tank.
Yeah, he's texted me and been like, we have a big spender in the back, and came home at like 10 o'clock in the fucking morning.
In a good mood,
Now
though.
the club closes at 4, but he was there until 10 a.m.
Yeah, it'll be
And when
like
he
that.
comes home, and then he just makes it rain all over me with money, and I'm like, okay, it was worth it.
I mean, when you have
that was
those nights,
it was
See,
that was a
that's what
long
I'm
night
saying.
because he'd been there since fucking 7:30 the night before.
Jesus.
But I mean,
sometimes it's worth it,
You gotta work. You gotta work for shit sometimes, So
And
Yeah.
it reminds me, we had a girl one night and she had this guy back there and he was like putty. He would have done anything she wanted to do as long as she was there.
Can we
This
take another
girl-
one?
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Do we want to just pause for a moment? We don't have to break. I just want to pause for a moment, and I want to do a Jaeger bomb. Anybody ready for a shot? Coco, are you ready for a shot?
I don't know about a shot.
Okay.
Maybe like half a shot. I'm a
We can do
sipper.
half. We can-
Okay, I'm a
you
sipper.
wanna do that?
Yeah.
All right, we're
half
just
a
gonna
shot.
pause for a moment, guys. Excuse us. We'll be right back.
What's up, ladies? You want to come on the show and hang out with us here in the lounge? Hit us up on the Instagram. As the poll turns, dots in between each word. Somebody will get back to you to schedule you, let you know how everything works here. Guys, managers, door guys, DJs, we want you to come on, get some girls from where you work. Come on and let's have a conversation.
And also, just so you know, we provide the alcohol of your choice, unlimited flour, and a fun, safe, comfortable environment to come and chill with us. So hit us up. Let us know. Bye.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back. We're back.
Hello.
Hi.
You want to talk about our big spender?
Yeah, let's hear
Talk
about
about
the big spender.
the big
Best
spender, best customer. Let's get
The
it.
shirt.
Yeah, can we rename him? Or can we just do like no name?
You can rename him. You can give him no name. You can just call him Mr. X, whatever.
Okay.
Sorry, I was admiring her nails. Sorry. I'm sorry. Go on.
We're
Big
gonna
spender,
name him-
big spender.
We're gonna name him Bob.
Bob. I
Okay,
knew
Bob.
you were gonna say Bob.
Cause it's easy.
Swear,
No one will ever.
I knew you were gonna say. I knew
Not
it.
gonna make it
B.O.B..
rhyme. Yeah. Make it real
B.O.B..
simple. Okay. So, first night, he comes in. I think he came in on a Friday. Okay, so comes in on a Friday. He's the bachelor. You already know bachelors are always gonna be the good ones, or hopefully their friends will help them out, or whatever. They're usually the ones that end up in the back.
Right.
Yes.
Right, the friends.
Right.
Yeah, So we take him back. Super quiet, cute little guy. I'm gonna
Wait,
guess.
who's we? The two.
Yeah,
the two?
me and
Okay.
her. Cute little guy. I'm gonna say maybe like How old do you think he was? Ain't no way he could be like older than 38.
38, so
give him,
specific.
like 32.
He's 32.
32.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
He's giving
Was
like
he
cute little
alone?
Cali, like
Was he
realtor
alone?
vibes. Huh?
Was he alone?
No, he had all his little friends that were wearing the same shirt.
Oh.
So,
see them. He took him so
he
far.
had a cute little shirt and it said Bob's bachelor party on it, and on the back of it had a whole bunch of pictures of him. It was really cute. It was really cute. We actually ended up stealing the shirt.
Yeah.
We still have the shirt, but yeah. So we take him back, and he's really cute little guy. He's giving like California realtor vibes. Like if you
Okay.
can imagine the look, you know, like little blue eyes, little pushback hair, you know.
Little part.
You know the little swoops, little curve, look like a little wave, you know.
yeah.
He's like that type, okay? Really quiet, like very soft spoken, and he ends up being like real. I don't even know what he started with, to be honest.
Way weird.
Okay. Well, we ended up adding one of our homegirls in, and we added her in all through the night. I think he spent $30K. Okay. So
Nice.
that's that night. Comes back the next night on Saturday.
Oh, fuck
okay.
yeah.
We get a call
What's up?
saying that he's there. I mean, me and
Yes.
her were literally like mid straightening hair. We were like, and just like left, like fuck what we were
we didn't
doing.
finish
Like
anything.
we
Yeah.
fucking left, and like I was about like we were about like 15 minutes from the club at that point. So we like raced down there. Okay. There's already like a girl attached to him.
Yep.
You know, she's seen last night, so I'm already like knowing how it's going.
She saw him, saw y'all
Yeah.
weren't there, and was like, yes, here it goes.
This is
But I mean,
my
at
end.
least it was just one of them. Okay, you know, at least it was just one of them. We were like, okay, we can split the pie. We already got a piece last night. Me and her are
Yeah.
really like,
We're down.
we're
to-
not really like hungry
We've
like
never
that.
like
Right.
looked
Never
at her
really
before,
been, you
so
know?
we were about to be in for
A ride.
yeah.
But the side eye each other. But yeah, so this night he mentions like, you know, he wants to kind of same budget, $30K, cool, whatever, okay. Ends up getting like a little fucked up, okay, and I don't know how or
Right,
what
'cause y'all
happened
don't serve
during-
alcohol.
We don't serve the alcohol. He
So
was
he-
going to the bathroom. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
We
it
never know what
came
people
from.
do, so
Yeah, you don't know
Yeah.
if it came from
we
one
don't
of
know
the.
what.
And then you know how like clubs be, they always want other girls to have peace. So we had one girl come back the second night on top of the 4. We already had 3 because it's me, her, and then that other girl that was already attached to him. Okay, so I think it was just the 3 of us for a good minute. Another girl comes, then she ends up trying to bring his friend or her friend. And like that's already a big piece, but me, I think we were already at 30K. So this after
Yeah, so we were like, we can't do anymore because like we didn't want to like.
we don't. Yeah, he
'cause
set a
there's
limit.
fees on top of that.
you know?
So if he's
Yeah.
saying 3K, it's not gonna really be.
Right.
Right. It's gonna be higher.
Because he knows that too. Like we tell him, these are all the fees. It's not too.
Right.
And he's like, yeah.
And me and her like always have been like very much like if the guy only has like for reference like $1,000, me and her probably won't even dance for him because at the end of the day, you still gotta pay for groceries. You might have a kid. This shit gotta pay for. Me and her, I've never believed in draining anybody. I feel like karma always comes back, and
Yes.
you know, like even this guy, he had 86,000 in an account that we couldn't even touch. He didn't have a card. He just showed us the account, couldn't send any money on that, and so I'm like, at the end of the day, he'll survive. You know, he'll go
Right.
home, he'll be okay. Hopefully his wife won't be too mad. You know, there's still money left in the bank. We made sure that you were a good girl. You know,
Yeah.
make sure you're a good girl. And yeah, ends up getting a little fucked up. Don't know how. Mind you, throughout the whole night, even though he was like a little drunk, this man's like a little realtor or whatever. So the cleanest signature I done ever seen. Okay, which is perfect. What
Signature?
yeah,
Okay.
which is perfect. What we need every time, you know, he runs that
Yeah.
card, right? Perfect, clear name, clear print, okay? We get to 30K. He's all of a sudden, like, really kind of discoherent.
Oh no.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other girls in there now, okay?
There's so many- like,
It's
there's
not
at least, like,
just
6.
me and, like, so it's hard to control, you know? And then on top of it,
Right.
I'm, like, confused. I'm like, are girls coming back here, or is management sending them back? You know, like,
Or
I don't
just
even...
telling like.
You know, we don't really
What's the
know.
real story?
We don't really
Girls
know what.
running out, grabbing their
Yeah,
friends and
literally.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
that's- yeah,
So, like,
that's
we're
what's
really
happening.
kind of unaware, and the friends
Yeah.
are, like, whispering in his ear a whole bunch of shit. Ends up, what is, Or what's the math? Like
I think,
70.
like-
Spend $70K.
That night.
Oh,
So,
It
we're,
adds to 100K.
so we're talking 100K over 2 nights.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I mean by that last signature,
I
it was
mean-
bad.
It was bad.
I mean,
It just progressively got worse.
It just because
It was
There
so
was
good
too
though.
much
It was
going
so
on.
good for that
And
last.
he was-
And then
life goals. All I'm saying
In
is
the bathroom.
he had a great time though. He walked out.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no,
He
yeah.
literally walked
drop
out.
$100
I
grand in a
remember
fucking
him
strip
putting
club.
his
Come
jacket
on.
on and going out of the back
You
door.
live
The
in it.
sun was up. I remember him walking out. And
But he
going
was
to, like,
super
on the ride.
sweet.
We always get him a ride. Like we never
Yeah.
just be like, okay, bye.
Right.
We've
Get him
always
a
got
ride,
them
here.
Rivers.
Sure.
Every time
Yeah.
we have a
They
guy
know where
that
they're
spends
going, like,
Right.
a
you
decent
know, like,
amount,
karma
which
is
you know.
real, and the fact that the bitches get their money and we watch them like just throw them out and have no like remorse.
Oh, no
for
remorse.
anything,
Yeah.
It'll
just
come
'cause the
back.
money's quick,
It'll
Oh,
come
well,
back.
yeah, it will.
then we'll see them sit and sit and sit because it's like the karma is just
It's coming back.
Yeah,
It's actually
it's back.
making
I believe it
consistent-
comes back worse too.
You know,
yeah.
and then so it's like, I feel like a lot of those girls or people in general. I mean, we still have bad weeks, but I feel like when you're putting that out and you're like taking, you're only gonna give yourself worse weeks. You know, and it's
Yes.
just like you're gonna be sitting here struggling, being mad that everyone else is like
Yeah.
progressing. You know, me and her have always been like that. Like if a guy doesn't have a certain amount, we won't
it's
try
not
to
really
push
worth
it. You know,
Yeah.
because I've never
You're not
wanted.
attacking.
Never wanted anyone to go home with $0 in their bank account. If I left somewhere with $0 in my bank account, I would be sick, devastated.
And,
Okay?
yeah,
and I
so
don't believe
remorseful.
in that
It's
shit
just
at all.
not-
Like,
Damn it.
you know, like
Yeah.
that's horrible. And I get it. Like, yeah, you're happy you made your money, but I mean,
Yeah.
this is a place where you can consistently make money. So take it as that. And it's rare to get regulars in the place that we're, in the location.
Well, that's what
we're at.
that was going to be
Okay.
my next question was, in that type of club, do you see a lot of regulars? Do you guys fuck with a lot of regulars, or do you just whatever's coming in the door?
The closest thing we've had to a regular, well, me, is like this guy came in. He was super good. He was a big spender. He liked feet. He was
Oh,
weird.
yeah.
He wanted us to like step on him.
Can we pause for just a second because
That
I
was a lot.
just
I'm sorry.
no,
No.
you said feed and I moments prior to that I
She was
just
way
so
too sick. She
happened
wasn't even a part of this.
I just so happened to look down and notice Coco's feet, who has this magnificent spider tattoo on her foot.
Yeah.
And your toes are adorable. I mean, come on.
Does
That's
that shit hurt on your
you have
foot?
the cutest toes I've ever seen.
Let me tell you,
That's
it
a
didn't hurt, but right
sexy ass
here,
tattoo. Is there any
on
way
the
we can
bottom,
kind of? Is there any way we can show that a little bit? I don't know how well that'll pick up,
Like,
but
you see a little more if I.
oh,
down my
love
foot.
it's so hot. Look at your sparkly little toes. I love it. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. You said feet, and I had to bring that up because
Okay, so customer
sorry.
like feet. He
Thank
wanted
you.
you guys to like step on him and
he's
shit.
Literally, like, I want you guys to be big giants and like one like. We were
oh my gosh.
No, we were stepping on this man's face. Like we had him laid on the floor. We were stepping on his face, like
With your shoes on
No.
or without?
Barefooted.
Okay, barefoot.
barefoot.
See, I feel like
I
me and her can't be like the aggressive me type. Like we
Oh
can't.
yeah,
but
I
it's
can get
like,
aggressive. Like
She
when they
can
like
more
it, like
so.
I'll get into character.
Oh, I can
Like,
tell you're kind of quiet. I can
no,
tell.
she's always like that. Don't let her fool you.
It's
Don't
always the
let her
quiet
fool
ones.
you. She's worse than
Oh,
you.
I can
I've
tell.
been
I
getting
can
that
see
a
it.
lot lately.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's a problem.
There's a yeah.
You can feel
I
it.
can, I can
You
yes,
feel
I
it.
can feel it
There's
for
something
sure.
in there.
She's
Like,
quiet,
yes,
but
yeah.
she's
Watch out.
paying attention.
Watch out.
And, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Love it. No, it's great. It's great.
Thank you.
Super hot.
But yeah, he was like super cool. I mean, he was like a little old guy. Like he looked like a little nerd. Like he had glasses on. Like we were stepping on
have
his
an
glasses.
accent?
Oh, you were stepping on his glasses?
So like
As a person who wears glasses, I kind of,
I know.
I'm like, oh.
imagine him. He was like, do it. Like he wanted us to
Take,
do
look,
it.
glasses are sometimes not cheap.
And we were like,
They're not
okay.
cheap.
They're not cheap.
We'll take them off, babe. Like, okay. But he was like really weird, and like one of my friends came in and like she was into it, and it was so funny. We were laughing. She has a video
Of them
Not
literally
just-
clapping her feet. Like
Oh
they're
my
like
gosh.
doing this
Like-
together. Like and
when
he's
you
just
see
watching
it,
it.
you're gonna know.
Like
Yeah.
all like
Oh my
into
God.
It was so funny. She's in the camera just like fucking recording us and shit, doing all this weird shit to this man.
Because she'd always
And
be
he didn't
like
care
dancing
that
back
y'all were
there.
recording
Well,
it.
he didn't
No, no,
know.
no.
We would, yeah.
So
he-
there-
Sorry,
we have
my bad.
cameras in the private rooms for safety
Right.
reasons, and I was
Yeah.
managing / waitressing at the time,
it's
so I was in the
already-
office.
it was already
Oh, you were
recorded.
recording it on.
Yeah, because I was in the office watching. Sorry,
Yeah,
Jay.
okay.
I'm watching.
I mean,
and
you know,
it was just extra
It's-
monitoring.
it was
I mean,
extra.
you know,
You were taking extra precautions.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Extra
'Cause
security.
there
You
was
were
some
making
weird shit
sure
going on.
in case something foul happened and
You
some
never know. I'm
footage
like, I have
got lost,
evidence.
you had backup
Yes.
footage. You were
Mhm.
being precautious.
Yeah.
Yes, I get it.
And so then the second time he came back was this past like season. I don't remember what like month, but he came back and he was the same way, and he had like gave me like $1,000 and just like left. Like he didn't even stay. Like
Oh,
once he
yeah.
started to
Damn
get
it, to
into
drop
it,
off some
once
money.
he started to get into it, he like got scared. He gave me the money and he was like, "Okay, I'm sorry, I just can't." But last time he was like ready to go.
See, that's the
But
thing,
I'm like,
like,
I still-
maybe he was
I mean-
odds a little extra, you know? Like,
Yeah.
one guy, like Moses.
I never met.
Yeah,
him.
I mean, okay. We're gonna say that because he called himself that. And, like, it was, like, the Jesus
Not as,
from
it
the...
was not
not
as.
as-
who
That was
split
his
the
nickname.
7 seas. Yeah,
That's his
he
nickname.
named himself that. A little
Right. It
scary.
wasn't his
Yeah.
government name.
So,
Yeah.
first of all, he comes in and I'm waitressing at the time. And so, like, he comes in at right at 8:30. And mind you, like, night shift starts at 9, okay? So, it always sucks. But we called it power hour. Like, right at 8, I swear, like, we'd have nobody coming in. And then right then, it'd be, like, a whole bunch. And I'd be, like,
Just before
stressing the
training
fuck out.
guys,
Yeah,
yes.
because night shift be trying to take it. Or it just, you know, somehow happens to fall. And then they owe a little bit more because night shift takes a little bit more than day shift would cut, you know, for them.
Right.
And so, like, it's always right then. And at 8:30, Mr. Moses comes in, and he goes by the stage, and he's already, like, very, like, can't sit down, you know, moving everywhere, refuses to sit down, like, can't sit down. So I'm already knowing he's, like, on something. Who knows, you know?
Right.
And he's like, oh, I want to do a private room. I only have 300. Just keeps repeating that, okay? And one of my girls, mind you, it's a slow day, no money in the club, so 300 is not sounding too bad. And they should,
Okay, yeah,
you know,
all
like,
right.
in a slow day.
Something.
So anything, you know, and I would
Something
only,
is better than
yeah,
nothing.
I would only leave her back there for like 10 minutes anyway, because it's such a, and it's already close to 9 anyway, you know, so it's not like she would have been really putting in work. But
Right.
anyway, he says that, and I ask her if she wants to do it. She's like, sure, right? Pulls out an envelope. Blue strips, straight blue strips. I whisper in her ear, I'm like, let me come back there with you? Because I think we could get like a lot more than 300, okay? We go back. He ends up being so, first of all, in the first beginning, he's like, ladies, I'm not an ATM, okay? First thing he says, okay? Out the bat.
Which means.
He is ATM.
They like to play
Correct.
mind games, and then if
Yeah.
you don't catch on, that's when you get caught. Like, you
Right.
know.
And the second thing he says, I'm off lithium. I thought that was a battery, okay? So I like literally was like, how are you on a battery? You know, but I mean, I don't know. I guess he's like on something called like lithium. I don't know what that
No,
was at the
yeah,
time.
it's a.
And he goes on. I mean, he was insane. Like, first of all, he had this whole thing about like, the girl that was with me was actually light skinned, but she was like lighter than me a little bit. So like her skin tone.
Okay.
And so literally he thinks she's white. And I mean, he has about like 5K in cash. So like, go for it, girl. You're white tonight. You know?
Yeah, right.
He
Yes.
thinks you're white, bitch.
Thank
You're
you,
white.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And he has this whole weird thing, and he's like, he called me the slave master. And she was like, yeah, like he was on some weird shit, but he didn't like, yeah, very, very weird, right?
Wow.
Ends up giving us the whole 5K. Ends up like right then. After that, then
I
he's like,
mean, okay.
then he's like, I'm not an ATM.
I'll be
Or he goes, ATM closed after he gives us the 5K.
Yeah.
I was like, crazy, because I thought you were an
Yeah, it's
ATM.
close to gone.
It's close. And then we didn't do like, it didn't like, not like we did a whip and all that. He just like wanted to call us that oddly. And then we went
Yeah.
outside to smoke with him. We smoked a cigarette and we had little private, like little like little area where they could smoke out back.
Nice.
And
Accommodate the cigarette smokers.
yeah, of course.
Love
If you're
it.
spending that much, anything
I
to
love that.
accommodate.
Look, man.
But
I all know how I feel about that.
yeah, so he's out there and he literally tells us that he's famous, okay? And he pulls up a little YouTube video, and I'm not gonna lie to you, he was low-key some dope shit, but he was a lawyer, and he fought this case for false DUI cases, for people getting put in for breathalyzers being like faulty or whatever. And he got like
Yeah.
300 people out of jail. And that's why he named himself Moses. Because he was like the savior. Right? He's like, I saved everybody. Like, and he's like, and I get to be fucked up now because I saved everybody from the TUI
Oh, he
thing.
gets his. Okay.
And
All right.
yeah, then he came back like 2 days later. Same thing, kind of like hers. Dropped off like 300. Then said he had to go give his Jewish mom some sunglasses. Don't know. Left. Then one night he came, I wasn't there for like one of the questions. Another girl actually ended up playing me and saying that she was Coco. Because she knew that he was like, we were getting like, I was getting cash from him.
Did y'all look like similar? Did y'all even?
I honestly had like hardly any tattoos. She was dark skinned, but once again, he's off lithium and who knows what else. So
Okay,
really,
right. So he's
if she's walking
dark-skinned.
up and like, you know, she's another black girl and she's like, I'm Coco, like I'm sure, you know, probably when they were dancing, I'm sure he realized it wasn't her because like we don't have the same energy at all. You know, I'm sure they'd be able to recognize
I'm
that.
pretty sure lithium is like an antipsychotic.
I
or
believe it has
something.
It's some kind of psych med.
Yeah, it's a psych med.
Some kind of psych med.
I don't know if he was smoking it. By the way he kept saying it, he was making it seem like he was like inhaling it some type of different way. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, and so then he literally he came back and
it's
she
administered in a pill. I'm pretty
A
sure.
pill, yeah.
maybe he snorted it and crushed it up. It was
Snorted?
like,
Oh my gosh, I can't.
That's
Does that get you high? I don't need to know. I don't want to know.
but I feel like
don't
that
wanna
would be
know.
a good reasoning for him acting the way he did.
But
Snorting would be reasonable.
It is something to do with anti-psych. It's some kind of psych med.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
then-
I don't know if it's anti or whatever, but yeah.
Last
Sorry.
and final time he came back, okay? I didn't even fucking see it. Comes, doesn't even make it into Dream Palace, crashes into someone else's car, totals his Lexus, okay? Gets
Oh,
out, starts
Lexus.
chugging vodka, has a whole bottle. Gets out the car, crashed, starts chugging it,
He's
middle of the
chugging
street.
a bottle of
middle of
vodka.
the street. People are driving by.
No.
The feds come.
Dream.
Yeah, right in front of Dream. Technically not on Dream, but like right, he's trying to turn
He's
into
right
Dream,
there. Yeah,
didn't make
it's
it.
kind of crazy right there.
And
yeah.
then,
You said
ends
the
up-
feds come?
yeah, the police. Police comes. Sorry. The police
I'm
come.
like,
Not
not
the
the
FBI.
fucking
Not the
feds.
FBI. Sorry.
I'm like, holy fuck, what is
No,
this guy
no.
doing?
The FBI comes later.
That is a lot of information.
The police comes, arrests him. He comes in that night with a bag of evidence in an Uber. Don't know how. Bailed himself out. Don't fucking know
Who
how.
is this guy?
Don't know, okay? Last and final time I ever hear about him, the cops come in day shift looking for him, and they close down the whole thing from the freeway all the way up to, like, close to where Bones is, and they were on a search for him because he was going into every establishment, like, attacking people.
Wait, so, do you know who this guy is?
No.
Oh.
Moses
I'm
is
like,
all I know.
That's all
He's
we
crazy.
know is that it's
He gave
Moses.
me $5K in cash and a little bit extra.
He has some. Okay.
Yeah, you might have multiple.
Yes,
Oh,
there's
and I
definitely
did
a
see him.
complex
I did see him
somewhere.
like 8 months later, and he had a box and nothing else, and he was
A
walking on the
box?
street.
He's like a homeless guy?
Yeah.
The shit you see on Scottsdale.
And he asked to come in, and all of them were like, no. But he's like, I spent so much money here, and like, you know, it's just like, you know,
Yeah.
we can only accommodate you if you keep, even a little bit would have been spent. We could have like helped you out a little bit, you know.
Right.
But you come with a box and $0 and a little smelly.
What's with
It's
the
like,
box
you know,
and the smelly? No.
it's just didn't
We're
work.
gonna take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Chris, my wife Leslie. We're here with Molly and Coco from Dream Palace. So, you guys have been doing this for a little while now, a couple years. What's the grossest, nastiest thing you've ever seen
Ew.
working in
Customer, co-worker, staff, or otherwise. Not that there's any other.
Yeah, we're just some stuff people just know.
I mean, we get the
Too
common, pull your dick out.
Oh yeah, but
Shit.
also, like,
But is there something else? You've
I
got to,
got
you
shit.
ladies have got to have something. Give us something.
I got something. I'm trying my
I
Go,
think just
go.
like
Go,
guys
go.
like nutting in their pants and then
Yeah,
like
that's so gross.
trying to like run away and act like they didn't do it instead of just like being
hide it with their
Yeah,
jackets.
see,
Right.
I got
When
the
girls still
I got the
dance,
guys
I
that
like
were just
that.
blatant about it. Like they didn't even care.
Like, oops.
Well, like you can tell for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally grinding on them pretty much, so it's like.
Well, you're grinding on them, but you can tell because guys are kind of get that.
Right.
You know, you kind of get that motion.
It's really
Yeah,
funny.
you
As,
right or
definitely
wrong.
know.
Yeah,
it's
you know.
really funny as
Yeah.
a manager though, because most of those cameras are like infrared cameras. It's like night vision type shit. So once you get up off of him, that shit like glows.
no,
Like you
it
can,
doesn't.
like it's
I'm
very
sure.
very
Ew,
prominent.
no.
You can see it. So I'll. If you didn't know, he came in his pants. You might want to go wipe yourself down.
I can't
Yeah,
believe
because
it.
you can see it like
see
bright
it.
as day. It almost glows.
Wow.
I can't handle it.
Just so you know, guys.
It almost glows.
Wow, no shit.
Yeah, because the cameras are like infrared, so you can get a good
No, I
picture
get
in
it.
the dark.
I'm just, I don't know. Where was that 20 years ago when I was dancing? It sounds insane.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of cameras back then.
We had no cameras in the VIP back then. What the
Scary.
fuck? There was no cameras in the VIP.
You just had to trust that
No,
the security
you
was
just-
Or
checking
screen
on you.
loud enough.
And and also you didn't get paid until after the dance, not before the
Oh,
dance,
see, no,
which
I like
caused
that.
conflict
I
regularly.
See, now, do
Yeah.
you guys still see that a lot where girls stack dances and then they get beat because the guy's got no money?
Mm-mm.
Honestly,
Maybe one or two, but if you took it further than that, it's like your fault. Like, I wouldn't even feel
That's what I'm
bad.
like. Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
you should have, yeah.
it was run of the mill back then. Like that's just how we did it, you know. But nowadays, like
It's your money
it
up
makes
front,
so much
girls.
more sense. Like why wouldn't we
Yeah.
have done it that way back then? Like what the fuck was wrong with us?
Get
Why
your
do we?
money up
Why do we
front.
do it that way? This is stupid.
Just had a guy last weekend ran out on 6 dances.
what?
His uncle, he was there with his uncle, and his uncle's in the VIP room, and he's getting dances, and he's just telling the girl, yeah, my uncle's, as soon as he comes out, I'll get some money and pay you. And she kept dancing and got to 6, and uncle came out of the VIP room, and they talked, and he went in the bathroom. Uncle went to the car. 2 minutes later, homie went from the bathroom out the front door and
Oh,
gone.
get your money up front.
Always up front. They don't
Yeah,
have
I
up
never
front,
trust
that's
it.
Well, how
You
many
can't.
How many times did you come to a dancer's defense? When we
Well-
first met and we worked together at the club, how many times did you have to come to a dancer's defense because that's just how we did it. You danced and you got paid after when it was over. So it was kept track.
Well, and I think that's where
They
the
kept track of how many
evolution.
dances.
I think that's where the evolution of getting your money up front kind of came from, because it really, I mean, it puts the door guy in a bad spot, because he's there to protect y'all and make sure you get paid. But with the way legalities and shit work nowadays, like back in the day, you used to just be able to fuck a guy up, put him in the dumpster.
You didn't,
You know,
you didn't put him in the.
we
didn't
put his
put him in the
shoes in. We
dumpster.
put his shoes in the dumpster.
Oh, I'm like, you didn't. Please tell me
Um,
you didn't actually put him in the.
Well, back
dumpster.
in the day, you could just fuck a
Jeez.
guy up and throw him out, and there was no. Now everybody, they'll sue the fuck out of you.
They'll call it
Right,
code.
right.
What can the
It's a
door
cop
guy
calling
really
generation,
do
yeah.
but try to like maybe scare you into paying what you owe?
Yeah.
Right.
We did have one girl call the cops on a guy,
Period.
theft of services charge.
Period. I didn't know
Yeah.
you do that.
Yeah, it's called theft of services, because
Yeah.
they were paying you for a service and they didn't pay for it.
Right, it would be
So
like
you
getting a
can, I
tattoo
mean,
and not paying for the tattoo.
If you're ever really gonna get your fucking, $100 out of it, probably not. But
Yeah.
there is, I mean, there is a way to go about it.
My nastiest one, or disgusting, I guess. I was in day shift and I was dancing at the time, and a guy in a chair came in, like a little disabled push chair.
Okay.
And I wasn't gonna have him go through the hallways and like try to take him on a tour and then him roll back out there. Okay, like if you wanted to do it, I was gonna sell on the floor. We're
Oh my
not doing
gosh.
all that. Okay?
Right,
Like,
make it
that's-
easy.
Yeah, it's doing too much. It's like also like that call nervy little hallway. Like I don't even know if the chair's gonna fit through everything.
Oh
so
my gosh.
we're not
Right.
gonna do that. Okay. He's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it. So he says he'll do the max the ATM, which is 480 over there, and pulls out the max, okay, tells me it's his social security, already negative $600, still goes through somehow.
Okay.
Don't fucking know how, still goes through.
Really?
So I'm just so stuck. I feel bad at this rate. Now, like,
Yeah.
if he gets this check, he's not even gonna get the check. That's just gonna go straight into his negative balance.
Yeah.
Like, and he's negative now, like 1,000. You know, like. So I felt bad, but I still took the money. But when we got in the back, and I like in day shift, you have to take your money up, and they hold it in a cup for you. Like they tip you out at the end of the day.
Okay.
So I run up to go. Mind you, I had to help him, like, from the chair to
the
sit on the
couch.
couch, okay? Very slow, very slow. I took maybe 2 minutes to give my money to my manager and, like, explain kind of how I felt. You always tell the managers how I feel about the guy, like, what kind of vibe he's giving me and
Sure.
whatever, so they have, like, a kind of feel for it. And I explain it, and then literally I go back there. This man is butt-ass naked. First of all, I can't even see his dick because he's so old. So it's like tucked under like a badissi. I just see a bunch of hair, and then his ass cheeks
Wait,
are like
tucked under like a what?
badissi.
Okay.
And then his ass cheeks are like melted on the leather seat because like he's like older, you know, so his skin's like. And I literally scream, and I like run back, and I tell my manager, and he comes back and tells him to put his clothes on, and he says he needs help, and I'm like, I'm not helping you, but I'll hold a light for you so you can see. This man had on suspenders, the little clip-on socks,
No.
and he undressed in
Well-
less than 2 minutes, but needed help.
That was going to be my
Yeah,
question. That was
yeah.
going to be my
And
question.
he had a a tank top, button up,
can't-
flannel, like, and then a whole headset cassette.
I
he
mean, the
wrapped
whole
it up.
stereotype.
That
Like,
was gonna
he
be-
did that
all of
shit
it,
so
head to toe.
fucking fast.
That was going to be my
I
question.
have
He needed
no
help out of the
fucking
chair,
idea.
but he got ass naked.
No, it took him
No.
5 minutes to get dressed too. Took him so
No.
fucking long. He's like, oh, like really needed the help right now. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but you have to leave. But like, I'll grab you a water or something, right?
Aw.
And I like put it in his little carrier basket in the front.
Oh my
5
God.
cockroaches crawl out the side of
Oh. Oh.
it. Girl.
Mhm.
And then when we're rolling mid hallway, his chair dies.
No. Fucking son of a bitch.
So now he has to
Can't get rid
charge
of this guy.
Now he has
Can't get rid of this
You let the cockroaches in, and now we have to charge his chair. Like, fuck. Charge his chair for like 30
Like,
minutes.
what the
And
fuck?
then he rolled on out of there and rolled home. That was in the middle of summer,
my-
so that's like some summer shit for sure.
The roll of
Summer
shame.
shit.
The roll of shame. How did you undress that fast? Are you even disabled? Like, I really questioned it. Like, do you even need the chair?
I
It's just a
mean,
game you play.
To be fair, getting undressed is a lot easier than getting dressed. I don't
Well,
know why.
layers. He had layers. I mean, it was
But
not just a shirt and
Day
pants.
shift,
Like,
is where you see the weirdest shit, man.
That's valid.
Day
like
shift
he had
is
clip-on suspenders, clip-on socks, like, and he took all that shit off. And had to fold it, like it was in the little corner.
in his little basket.
No, he didn't put it in his basket. It was on the
shit.
couch,
He folded his
all printed ready, like
Oh,
ready. He was like sitting
no.
there, like ready, like okay, I paid my $4.80, like you know, come on.
Wow.
Look,
That was about as like nasty as it got for me. I've danced for a lot of midgets too.
Really?
Yeah, and it's crazy because I'm tall, and there'd be other short bitches. So I'd be like, girl, why am I
Like
the one that's being
legit-
sacrificed?
Legit midgets, like
you were
fingers.
taking it for the team, girl.
Like literally, no one. It makes me cringe out because like their feet are hanging off the edge of the couch, and then like I don't want
Okay.
to be touched by them because I feel like it's like a kid, you know, and it feels wrong.
well,
Like,
for
their hands
anybody
are
who
so
didn't
little.
catch it, you're what? You're
I'm 5'10".
5'10".
So imagine the heels. Okay, so I'm like 6'3", 6'4", walking around with like a 3-foot guy behind me,
I get
like
it.
right here.
Well,
And then it's like jumping on the couch. The couches are pretty low, so think about
They
this
be
high.
jumping.
that's
No, for real.
They be jumping.
that's like the guys.
Oh my God.
Well, that's like on the opposite end of the spectrum. You have the guys that come in and they target the girls who are really short and really petite because they look like fucking preteen girls.
Well, yeah,
And they
facts,
even
100%.
say disgusting shit like that to
100%.
them. Yeah, you definitely see that.
Yeah.
I've also heard one guy, most likely that stuck with me, is he literally, it wasn't even my show, I was
I don't
witnessing
know
at
where
the
this
time.
goes. Sorry.
And one of the girls came up and told me that he wanted her, to say like, "Don't tell mommy," and shit like that. And we ended up ending the show because like she's just like, I have kids, and like I couldn't imagine like, what if he has kids and he does this shit with his daughters and he's playing it out like, no, fuck that.
When it's a relatable experience, it's a whole different level of.
Even if it's not an experience, I'm like, if he has a fantasy on that, I really hope he doesn't have kids, and if he does, he needs to get the fuck out of here.
That's pushing the tab.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
Took it too far.
You
Fucked it up.
gotta go.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times, and every time I only know that because the girl ends the show. Like, they don't want no parts of that.
Because it's just, it's no. It's just like, I don't even have kids, and if someone were to say some shit like that, I would end it personally. Just because, like, I couldn't get over that. And
finish
like,
the song and be done.
Maybe not even finish the song. If it's that bad.
Okay.
Red X's across the board.
Good for you. I would finish the song, but that's because I don't know.
I'm like, I don't know. I can't do that one. You know, that's pushing it too far.
Day shift is that's where you see the weirdest shit, man. We had a guy come in during day shift one time, and he said that his mistress sent him in there, and he was wearing a cock cage.
Oh, okay.
And like the girls are like, "Oh, can he take his dick out so we can see it?" And I'm like, "No, we're not going to do that." But yeah, that was his whole. He misbehaved, and his mistress sent him in there to punish him.
His mistress is real. We've had some girls I feel like bring they're probably prostitutes, and they bring the guys in the club, and I don't know if it's like part of their thing to see maybe if they're gonna actually throw money and see if it's worth tricking on them, or if they just want to throw money at the club. I mean, I don't know, but I've met some dope ass little prostitutes in there that be getting their guys to spend money, like a lot of money, when they see certain. Remember that one girl we had, and she was like only liked us, and she didn't like no one else in there. She had like these two little native guys. She was a black girl, and she was like obsessed with us. Like every time we get on stage, she'd throw like a couple hundred. And you know, Dream is not a stage club.
And it was like
it's strictly private rooms, and like, I mean, like, we knew that she was about to go and probably get some real money from it, but I was still surprised. I feel like most of them are kind of like, bitch, you know, don't get near him because they want all the money for themselves. You know, more money for them. So when they come in and they're actually like, oh, like, spend money on the girls, I'll be like, okay. You know, we come from different. I mean, it's the same, but it's like different as fuck at the same time.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not gonna
have
nobody's hustle though.
You know, like sex workers, like, you know.
It's the same difference.
Yeah,
same difference.
I'll fuck with you.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had a couple cool little girls that I know they're on some other shit, but they'll have the guys spend money, even in a private room once in a while.
Yeah.
And I'd be surprised every time. Like, wow. Look at you sharing your bread.
That's cool, though.
No, it is. You know. Better hope he got more for you, though.
Even in the clubs, like, you know, girls who are willing to work with other girls, like, you guys work together. You see some of these girls that just, they don't want no parts of it. They don't want no girls added.
I feel like we have this, like, vibe where we're just way more closer than the money. And the money's just like a bonus. So, like, we make it easy because of that. And, you know, I feel like when we do say, like, we're, like, really, like, lenient with, like, not emptying bank accounts is because, like, we work together and we're way more expensive than just one. And then it's like you're making more money for the club and you're doing it together. It's like, it works perfectly. Like, she waitress, she sells me, and then once she works, she does the same thing, but she's just a stripper now. So it's like night shift, so
but
we get to, you know.
Yeah, to carry on what she's saying, I just feel like having two is just so much easier in a lot of ways. But there's a lot of things. I've worked with a lot of girls, and so has she. We've been through a lot of girls that, like, we've had close bonds and worked together, and money's gonna change anybody. At the end of the day, okay, I don't care if people say money doesn't change them, it'll change you. It could be for the better. It could be for the better. It's not always for the worse. I feel like when people say that, they think it's for the worse.
A lot of times
most
it
of the
is.
time. But money will change you regardless of the situation.
Depending on what kind of person you are.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, working with a lot of girls, you guys could be really close, but as soon as some real money, and I'm not talking about a couple hundred, some real money comes in, that's gonna right in between you guys, because a lot of girls are very ego driven, and it's it has a lot to do with the club and everything they hear in the club and what the club's putting in their head and the guys are putting in their head, you know.
Sure.
And the first $1,000 they make, every girl's on a high, okay?
Yeah.
Every single
Facts.
dancer cannot sit here. She did. If she made 1,000 and she was running around in her room that night, you know, having a good old time.
Your first 1,000 is unlike any other.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
none. It's
yeah.
like nothing. Especially if you make it fast and it's only
Right.
like a couple,
Easy.
you know?
Especially
yeah.
if it's like a good time, like you had a
Exactly.
great time.
Or with your
best
friend, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
But with most girls, any girl besides her, if it's come to big numbers, it's always kind of been not necessarily always like a big problem, but you could feel some type of envious, as in like, I'm gonna make more than you know?
Right.
And it's like a who's gonna make more, and it should never be like that. If
No.
you guys have that mindset, it's not gonna work, point blank, period, because you guys have
Right.
to want the same thing. And me and her have always split it evenly. Even if, like, let's say she starts the show and I add in, like, she'll make sure that, like, let's say she's at 1,000 and I come back and he's gonna do like, I don't even know, we'll say like 1,200. She'd give me the full 1,000 and then we probably split the 200. Like, you know, she wouldn't even take the 200.
We always
Right.
get the same checks. Like every time we go to PLS, our checks are like the same exact number to the cent.
Nice.
Like they do, and they know how we are. So even if I'm in a show and she doesn't know, or she's in a show and I don't know, the management always knows. Like we're gonna
Right.
go together, and it's gonna be more than just what one of us could get. Sometimes it's not like that though.
And
but,
then
you know.
also, as far as like selling it, like she was talking about, it's works so much better because let's say like we're gonna give them a free drink on the house, right? Like we'll offer that if they go on a tour, you know, we'll get you a drink on the house, right? You hear us out or whatever. They'll follow her, I'll get the drink. Or for instance, when I'm trying to make sure the car goes through, because like, you know, I did manage, so like I'd be all up in the screens and all that, because I used to do that, so I'd be all like, hold on, I can do it, y'all don't have to worry about it, you know. But like, so I'll do that, and she'll keep him entertained, because I feel like one of the biggest problems is when you leave that room,
Yes, they
And
follow.
And
you're-
he's sitting there by
and
himself.
they think about, hold on, wait, I'm about to spend
Yes.
5K on
So
what?
you can't give them time
On
to
what?
think about
For
it.
you to sit here and play in my face, you know, that's
Mhm.
crazy. But she's over here distracting them, and I'm
Yes.
I'm doing
Yeah.
the business
Love it.
part, or vice versa. You know, she's out there talking to them. This is what we're gonna do, and then also me having the waitress. I feel like the waitress perspective,
Yeah.
we just have such a bonus because like we don't need anyone when it comes to calling the cards and running the texts and the emails and all
Right,
that because
right.
I
There's
used
a lot
to
of
do
new
that.
people too, so it's like they don't really. They try to like listen into what we're doing and like
Right,
try
right,
to do
right.
the same thing. Or
Yeah,
You know,
And
but
I respect the hustle. If girls listen and you actually pick up something from what we do, I respect it
use
100%. Like that's how
Yes.
I learned, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how she learned. Like I told her shit, and I would tell her to go around other
She's
girls.
the only person
and
that
see.
kept it real with me. Like anybody else that was like, "Oh yeah, girl, I'll show you how to do it." Like they would put me there, but like they wouldn't guide me. You know
Because
what
they
I
always
mean?
wanted to make more
They'll
than
put
her.
her in a
as
situation
any
Right.
other girl.
Competition.
Exactly. You don't want to put her too high up there. Don't
Right,
want to train
we'll
her
bring
too
you
well.
along, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was
Yeah.
never
We'll show
like
you
that.
enough.
Like
But
eat
we're
with
not
me
gonna
at the
show you
table, but
everything.
not right next to me. But come
Yes.
sit here. But I
Yeah.
don't want you to be too close.
and you know that's
It's
some
subjective.
that's something we've talked about a couple times. Like there was a time when new girls would come into the business and you'd have that veteran girl that kind of takes her under the wing
Yeah.
and teaches her how to do things, and you don't see that a lot anymore. So you guys were of the case of you kind of learned as you went, little tips here and there, but pretty much
You never had anybody
When
like.
I started, and her too, like this is like it's deep. When I started, with the person that was waitressing was very much running it like night, and I started in day. So, and I stayed on day for about a year. I was so scared to go night, and they like kind of encouraged me to stay on night, stay on day. But yeah, when we, you know,
it's hard to
they
get
keep
girls
us
to
up.
come in during
I
the day.
know, because
They
I was
want you on
managing it, so I know. But
Yeah.
so, yeah, when we had both started, I mean, for me, a little bit harder. I struggled. It took me 7 days to make any money. I didn't make any money, and I was
Okay.
just watching the girls. And the waitress we had was very much like, if you made money, she would only push you, and she would never give me an opportunity. It would never really let me, and I hated that because I'm
Favoritism.
like, how am I supposed to get any better if you don't even give me a shot? You know, like a
Exactly.
chance has to be
Yeah.
put out there for you to pick it up, you know? And so,
Yeah.
like, when I started waitressing and I finally got that, I, like, flipped all that shit around and I ran it fair. So, first come, first serve. And I'd literally do it like school. You were seven, if I had 7 girls, every customer, we'd go down the line, and it would be hard sometimes because I know she'd make me more money if I were to just push her, and like sometimes it'd be hard to, you know, especially if I see a good guy, I'd be like, fuck, you know, like I knew she could easily get him, but I still push a new girl, and I also kind of like, yeah, I was gonna say, I kind of rape the new girls, so they like get a gist of what it's like. I'd always take them back there. I would attempt to pussy swipe them, all that, and teach them how to avoid it, when to come out and tell us. Even if you feel unsafe in any circumstance, come out and tell us, okay?
Yeah.
Point blank, period. And I'd always teach them. I'd have another girl come back. I usually have her come back. And I would make her, like, basically do, like, we'd pretend, and we'd have her be the guy, or the new girl be the guy, and we'd pretend to be two girls so they get an interaction of how add-ins work, and
Oh, you give them like
a full thing. I would
Yeah.
very much feel like you need
Yeah.
that. That's why I hated when new girls
I
would
love
play night
that.
shift.
I never got that. Like,
Me
when
neither.
I started, she literally just threw me in the room with this really old guy, and he only gave me $100, and
And you don't know
She's
what
like,
to do.
"Oh my God, you're
You
so
don't know.
good."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, why do that? And so when I had new girls, and she was like my test subject every time, I would always add them into her show. Number one, because she knows how to like handle a new girl. You know, she's been going
Right.
through all these new girls with me, working every day. And so like I'd have them always watch the cameras for at least like a couple hours, see a couple shows, watch how the girls move,
Right.
watch how they
Oh, love
talk,
that. Yeah.
all that. And then only if he was a good guy, you know, like if he was a good guy and she'd come out and be like, he's really sweet, da, 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 like, okay, perfect. You know, if he was aggressive, not
Perfect
even.
one for a new girl.
Yeah, if he was
Yeah.
aggressive, not even worth it. Even if he was spending big money, unless there's like 4 girls back, I probably wouldn't send a new girl back.
Yeah.
Because if there's 4 girls back, he's not even gonna notice her. But you know, when it was just her, I would always put him back, and she'd always. I just tell him listen to her and kind of just move with her, and she'd always talk it for them. You know, they kind of get a vibe with her, and then eventually we do their own show. And then I feel like once they could talk 1,000, put them in a night. And I wish they were more like that, because I mean, I don't know how many night girls get so mad at new girls because they're doing so much for so little, and it's like you can't be mad because no one's telling
Nobody's
them.
teaching them.
No one's taking them to the
Right.
side and being like, hey girl, you're worth way more than that. You know,
Right.
don't do
Yeah.
that for this amount, because you guys are hating on her instead of just being real with her and being like, you know, like, this is, you know, how it is. Charge this much. So they're all in the corner like, she's fucking up our money. She's charging, you know, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, instead of being mad, fucking go tell her to
Teach
charge
her.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're only going to keep having those girls unless, like, we eventually somewhat, you know, like, help them out. And I mean, night shift,
Yeah.
I mean, they try, but it's sometimes it's just so busy.
Yeah.
And the bitches are bad. I mean, hire them, you know, but when you just throw them out there, it's like other bitches are going to get mad because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They see
Right.
girls go on a tour and they're just walking to the back, they don't get a waitress. Like, who? What if she just starts dancing? Doesn't even ask for money.
Right.
Like, you
right.
don't know. Like, some of these girls
Right.
are fresh in, like 18, you know, just got out.
Yeah.
Like,
Somebody has to show.
yeah, and I
Somebody's
mean,
gonna show you.
some people, there is some good waitresses on night shift. I'm not gonna do night shift. There's some good waitresses on night, and I've seen some of them pull them to the side, and I've even seen some of them dump them on like girls like us or other girls that are nice enough to, you know, like take in a new girl and work with her for the night, show her around,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
And
you
that's
don't see it
great.
a lot anymore.
It's rare, but I mean, we do have some, even like in the current hosting situation now, that take girls and are like, okay, these are some of the girls, and they'll help you, and you know. And I feel like
Yeah.
that just needs to be done, because if not, it's just like everyone is just so mad at them, and it's like, well, you can't be mad if, you know, they're
Yeah.
new. They want to learn, I'm sure. And
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your
Yeah, that's why
advice.
But and you know that's the thing, you know, girls come into it and when they've never done it before, they think it's all about the dancing, and really the dancing is only a small part of it.
I think the
Yeah,
dancing's
small
like
part
the
of it.
smallest part.
Especially like in a club like Dream Palace, you said it earlier, like that's not a stage club.
Yeah, I feel like I watched Hustlers when I was like younger, and like I saw the private rooms. I registered everything, but when I started working there, I literally was like, oh, I'm just gonna get some ones on stage, like, you know, like it'll be cute. And I was like, a private room alone.
Right.
Oh,
And then you hear full nude, and you're like, oh my
Oh,
god, I'm
wait,
only 18.
Yeah.
Wait, guys.
Wow. I can't imagine doing it.
You know, and so like fresh in the thing. But I mean, Hustlers is a very accurate movie. I
It
mean,
is
any
accurate,
fucking
more
movie
accurate
out there,
than
that
any
shit is
Absolutely.
to the
You don't remember
motherfucking
it, do
T.
you?
Probably not.
Rewatch it.
Rewatch it.
Re-fucking watch it.
Oh my
Especially
God.
do it. I feel like to the
It
fucking
is.
T. I just watched it like 2 days ago.
It is somewhat Scottsdale to a T.
Oh,
But
it's
it's
so
like
good.
supposed to be like New York.
Yeah.
It actually took place at sports.
It's like, yeah, the true story. But I mean, that shit is so accurate, and I feel like
Scottsdale.
it's just like that, you know. And then you have your guys, like how they monitor them out. You have the guys that are probably working a regular job but have enough money saved away where they'll spend everything on you because like they just haven't had it in so long, or maybe they just broke up with their girlfriend or something. And then you have the really cocky guys, you know, who like have a whole bunch of fucking money but aren't gonna
I'm like, damn, you just passed me right on.
and aren't gonna spend it, you know, because like they get it for free.
Now you say that. I remember one night, and this was a few years back, like pre-COVID, and it was like a regular old Wednesday, and we get this guy to the door, and he doesn't have any cash to pay his cover. Like he's got nothing.
Okay.
They're like, you know, covers this. He's like, I don't have any cash. And they're like, well, you have to pay your cover in cash. And then he says, I don't have any cash. He says, all I have is this credit card. It's got $10,000 on it. I just caught my girlfriend in bed with my best friend, and I want to run this motherfucker up.
Period.
Come right this way, sir.
I got your cover.
I got
buddy.
your cover.
I
Come
got
with
your
me.
Cover.
And
I
he
got
went to
your
the back
cover.
with like 3 different girls, and none of them even danced. He just wanted to sit there and cuddle and talk.
You gotta love those
Blows
ones.
me.
I feel like even that one that did 100,000, he was very much like that. At some point, we ended up and just like started dancing to a song and just were like in that actual room and
You-
like
We
you
try
see
to
it
do
a
that
lot.
every time, just to
We
keep,
do.
like, you know.
Yeah.
there's one called Stereo Love. Gotta listen
That's
to
the
it.
one.
If we play that song, they already know we're in the back dancing to something. We always make them get up and like dance and actually feel like you're in a club for a little bit, for a second. You know, feel like you're actually at a club, not just a strip club. You know.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be that.
You know, and it's some. I feel like it's rarely is that. Sometimes it is, and I feel like with us, it's a little bit of both. Cause like, I'm a very talkative one. So like, I'll usually always overly like, I'll always try to get all the information out of the customer, like what they're into, their bank information, the routing numbers, you know, mother's
This
maiden
one
name.
is all quiet and mysterious. She's
No, and that's a good thing with us
No,
selling
I'm
too.
feeling
'Cause I'll
the
be like,
vibe
you
with
know,
you.
like you see
the
my
vibe that you
girlfriend.
two have together is very. I'm feeling it.
It works.
Yeah, no, I like it.
It works. Like, it's never, like, I've never seen
No, it works.
So,
You're right.
what kind of shit do you guys do outside of work? Like, what do you guys do when you got a day off and you want to go have some fucking fun?
Speaking of fun, this happened to fall on our laps on waste management the day we went. First of all, one of our girls was working there, so we were already excited, like knowing that she was probably getting way too fucked up because one of the girls already bartended, so like I already knew, right?
I wasn't even 21 yet.
That's why she.
Yeah, her birthday, like, her birthday had just, like, is passing through, I think. Or wait,
it was
it was just
before.
over.
Was it
Her
over?
birthday was just over, and mine was, like, coming up, like, 2 days later.
Yeah. And then so we're there and literally walking in to, first of all, we're just driving and I full-heartedly be stopping at the, okay, waste management is covered with police. Waste management is covered with the police. They're everywhere down there. At every single stop sign, everything, because everyone's getting so fucked up, okay? The drink limit there is 10, which is why it ended the way it did this year.
When people are falling all over in the
Yeah,
grass
because
and the riot
drink
and
limit
shit.
being 10, what right person is gonna be okay with 10 drinks in their system? Like,
I
even if
mean,
you drink like that, like you're not
cheers.
in the heat.
sun.
I drink
Yeah.
probably 10 beers, not in the sun. I don't
Yeah,
drink
that's
10
what I'm
beers.
saying. And then like they
Not
got
in the
all the,
daytime,
they
no.
actually
Not
can
in
make
Arizona.
little tequila. They're putting actual. It's not just seltzers, you know. Like
I
they
saw
got
the
more
video.
shit
Right,
there.
Them guys
Not
falling
drinking
all
diet
over
beer
the
over
place.
here.
Yeah, you know, so they're like, we're walking in, and these guys just take off these wristbands and are like, here, take these. We're leaving. You guys can have it.
Okay.
And we're like, okay, 2 wristbands, take it, go inside. End up finding our friend, get a drink. End up finding out that it's literally one of the cabanas that's $28,000. And it's like for bear paint. Or, oops.
Oh, that's
Oops.
Well, I mean,
It's
Yeah,
for,
I
you know,
mean, we're promoting.
B-A-R-E.
we
B-A-R-E.
were invited, guys. We were invited.
Anyway.
But yeah, and everyone had left because they were already got fucked up. So we had this whole cabana to our fucking selves, and we were able, yeah, for like in one of the high stands, you know, like up in the. And we were wearing white, and it was an all white little cabana. So we had our little rich girl moment, you know. No one had to know we didn't buy it, you know. And
like
we
we
was
was
turning
turning
up.
up. I
Yeah,
kept
we
drinking.
was
I was
turning
doing
up.
her drinks. I was like fucked up.
Yeah, they ended up closing that day at like 4. I mean, she literally was so fucked up by 4 o'clock. I've never seen her so fucked at 4 o'clock in the middle of the day.
It's day.
But then also our friends given, and then when our friend realized she's in the cabana, she was the private little bartender for that section. So it all fell in right into place, and she was just
for the fucking place. Like we literally didn't even like.
like
We just
literally.
got cute and just said, like, let's fucking go.
Because that day it was free to get in, so we just went, and then he gave us those wristbands, and everyone was left, so we had a whole big cabana.
Imagine just walking away from a cabana that you paid $28,000.
Well, the company paid for it. It's not even him. He's like, oh, we have our family, you know, like, because there was one guy, but he was leaving when we got there, and he's like, oh, you girls are fine, you guys can have it, you know, we brought our family down today. But it's, I mean, they were closing in about, like, an hour and a half, you know, so they kind of were like, we're all going home, got jobs or kids or whatever they gotta get
enjoy
back
this
to.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
They said they get it every year,
Yeah.
so it's like nothing new
I
with
can't
them.
believe the money that flies around that fucking place, man.
Well, with companies, I feel like it's way easier. Like,
Yeah.
you never think about. That
We've
one,
seen
there was, like, a
MGM,
penny out
like
of
the
their
little
account.
you see a whole bunch of, a lot of sports betting. We saw a lot of sports betting, little
Yeah.
cabanas, because I feel like sports betting's been going, you know, they just made it illegal in Arizona like 2 years ago, I think, so I know all
Yeah.
those companies could afford, and I mean, they had $50,000 cabanas. We were in like the lower one for $28,000.
What's inside a $28,000 cabana?
Some white couches, a table, and
Maybe a painting behind you.
So
The logo.
status.
just status. Literally,
Status.
there's ain't nothing in there.
A
See the
waitress
golf
running
same
back
way.
and
I mean, you
forth.
could literally walk down and get a better
Well,
view for
you-
free.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody cares about the view.
Yeah, it's not about the view.
I
it's
just
about
like the
status.
privacy.
Literally.
I just like the fact that you don't have like people over here, people over here.
They're definitely
Well,
separate a
that's-
little bit.
yeah.
But they have the things where you could put it out if you wanted to
Yeah.
actually close your cabana. You'd be able to, and then you still have the private bartender service, of course.
I want to at
They
least
just
close
expect you
3
to tip,
cents.
you know.
Can I take my weed pen with me?
We were actually
Yeah, we
smoking.
were
there.
actually
Okay.
smoked a blunt.
Like actual flour?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were about to
Okay.
close, so we were like, let's just
Yeah.
fucking do it.
And
Like,
it wasn't
they
our
were
cabana
like-
anyways. We were
Right.
like,
Heck
fuck
yeah.
it. Worst they're gonna do is kick us out. I'm sorry.
No,
you
really.
did it.
Yeah,
one of
we're
the
gonna
guys
have
that we
it.
brought over there, and they were already like, oh, we're like up there, like at the, you know, the bigger ones, like all the way at the top. And so we're like, you know what? You guys got it. Like, you guys spark that shit. We're gonna hit it. Like, it's fine. Everybody's okay. I wasn't though. I
Fucked
think,
up.
yeah.
She was fucked up. She held it all the way until she got to the
No,
car,
I did
though.
not.
No, you did. You did. You made it.
Well, to the car, but then she was like, let's go to the dispensary, and I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I
so
can't
I go in
smoke
the
weed right
dispensary.
now. I've had too
I
much
put the top down and I go to the dispensary, so I made the top down because it's actually decent outside, you know. And I put the top down and she's just blowing my phone up. Help, help! And I'm thinking like she's getting attacked or like
Oh, no.
something crucial. So I call her and I'm like, girl, what? Like I'm like right about to go, and she's like, bro, I'm dying. I'm dying in here. I'm fucking dying. And I was like, bitch, you're fucking fine. I was like, I'm gonna get this weed. I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna get you water. You know, you'll be okay. I come outside. She, give me the weed bag. Just right into the weed bag. Cause you know, like, you know how they give, no, but you know how they give you the big bag, not like the
weed
shit.
out.
Yeah, but you know how they give you like the bag to put
Right.
everything in.
Yeah.
Yeah, fills that John up. Then I park over to the side, let her clear it out some more. Then she made it home, and then I literally have a picture of her like a whole kitty litter box, and she's in the house like.
Oh.
But she always wakes up fine. I've never seen her wake up like
Sure,
with
you
a
don't get
hangover.
hungover.
I, like,
Not
throw
really.
Up, I
He
feel
don't
like,
fucking get hungover either.
I mean, I get hungover, don't get me wrong. But, like, if I throw up, I might feel better. And sometimes I do. But, like, you just hope it.
And she's a quiet thrower. That's a different subject, but I hate loud throwers. People are like,
Oh, that's me.
Like,
I'd be
you're
like,
dramatic.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
me. I'm
See,
totally.
I have
And then
someone
I
in
do
my
that
life
shit
that
like
does that,
7
and I'm like,
fucking times.
dude, and I
Oh,
don't want
it's
to. I'm
bad.
like, shut up. At the middle of the night, all I hear is, and I'm like, I'm trying to sleep. Okay.
Is it that bad? Am I that
I
bad?
don't want to hear it.
I go in the other room. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
no.
sit out
I
there.
usually, well, sometimes, look, if I drink too much, sometimes at the end of the night, you have to purge. You have to get that shit out of your stomach, or you're gonna be so fucking hungover the next day. That's me. I'm very hungover sensitive. Like,
Her hangovers have hangovers.
my hangovers get hangover. I'll be hungover for 2 fucking
Do
days.
you ever do IVs?
I have not, but I've thought about it.
Girl. It'll change
Life
your
changer?
fucking life.
Really?
And she would always get him to come to the
maybe
house.
$200.
So you don't even have to like
See,
Hold on.
maybe
That's crazy.
And I'm
And
telling
I'm
you,
back
like,
to
she would
life.
have no appetite, nothing. She'd do IV. She'd be like, girl, what are we eating, girl? Getting the drink, I'm ready to go out. Like, as soon as you have
Not
an
good,
IV,
huh?
like,
Yeah.
fast. As soon as the IV's done draining, she'd be ready to go. Ready to
All
get,
right.
go
I
out,
mean,
whatever.
yeah,
I have
rest
my
of the night.
friend, so like now I'm like sober.
No, I love that. Those fucking
You're doing
shoes
a
are so
cleanse?
sexy.
Yeah, sure, just for liquor though. Weed has to
Liquor,
stay.
liquor cleanse.
Absolutely.
You can't.
You
do
can't.
that.
I mean, who
You
are you?
cannot do that.
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
But I'll give up the liquor.
You could never strip her the weed. Which would never want
I
to.
would. I would give up just about anything in my life besides my husband and my children for pot.
Okay, besides,
I mean,
I'm like,
look.
wait, you guys are going first, or?
Well, like, look, I won't even travel if I. How am I supposed to smoke pot?
You're
No,
bad.
that's how we are. Like, I
Like-
literally was like, I want to go to Thailand, but I'm not trying to go to jail for smoking weed. And I
I'm
was like,
saying.
well, I think Thailand's not bad, but like Japan,
We want to go to Jamaica really, really bad.
Jamaica got everything.
Jamaica, you can get something.
We
there,
have our
probably.
20th anniversary coming up.
Speaking
this
of,
year,
pause,
and we want
pause.
to Jamaica.
Not for this.
Are
Sorry.
you okay?
I'm
You're
fine.
dying over there.
Not for this, but you have to like put it out. I really don't care. I have a timeshare, so if you guys want to go to Jamaica, I could
You have a
literally.
timeshare in Jamaica?
Well, it's for Cabo and St. Thomas, but I could switch them for anywhere. It's for 7 days, and it'd be at one of like the Villa del Arco. There's a really pretty one in Jamaica where you swim into the resort.
So like we're not big travel abroad people, but we're like if we were gonna go anywhere, both of us, and we've been together a long time, but it's always been from when we first met. It's always been if there was one place we were gonna go, ever, it would be Jamaica. That's
Right.
just where we want to go because I feel like we can get pot there.
You
We
do
can
everything
sit on the
there.
island and
Cheap
I could drink a
drinks.
fucking.
Well, I
Fucking
read
rum
some
runner,
shit
it's
about, like,
The
But
crime rate? Or
no,
what?
it's just not, weed's not really legal. Like,
yeah, I don't want
But
to
it's
go to
still at
fucking
every
jail in
corner.
Jamaica.
Like if you go on the beach, there's gonna be a
Let's look
dreadhead
that shit
nigga
quick.
selling it to you on the beach. It's like
But
that
I
St.
don't-
in St.
but
Thomas.
I don't have to worry that he's like some undercover trying to take me to jail.
Oh girl, listen to
I
the
don't know.
accent.
I don't know.
If the accent sounds heavy enough and you can barely understand him, take the weed.
Then he's the guy.
Take the motherfucking weed.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
if you're
just-
gonna do
yeah.
Jamaica, at least do it for like a good amount. But if you guys want to do 7 days, I could get you for like a pretty good discount. Actually, the hotel.
My whole thing is I'm down to go anywhere as long as I can smoke my fucking joints when I'm there. And if I can't smoke my joints, then I'm not interested. And I don't give a fuck where it is and if it's all expensive paid. I don't give a
we've
fuck.
been in mansions
Like,
before,
I'm
and,
not-
like,
If I can't smoke my weed, I don't even want to be there.
United.
Yeah, like I don't want to. I don't
Like
care what it
inside.
is.
When I went to Cabo, they had weed there in Mexico.
Yeah.
In Cabo.
I have to smoke.
But they be playing. It was like $150 for like 2 grams on the beach because it's like a white ass
Really?
hotel,
no.
and they're trying to get you good view this year at the white ass hotel. But
No,
if you go in the
just
city,
taking advantage
if
of my
you go in the
ass.
city, you get it. You could get like 8 grams for $50.
Who's taking me into the city?
And the city's right there. Right there.
Same.
But Cabo's scary. All the weed's the same, no matter where you go. It's in the same bag. 'Cause it's all cartel ran. You know.
Yeah, I figured.
Right.
We actually brought like a little bear to Mexico with weed in it.
Oh yeah, we took the head off and put a jar inside of it. And that's how
Oh my
we
gosh.
took over 28 grams.
Oh
With
my
her
gosh.
mom.
With my mom, my white mom. Driving her little Ford Fiesta.
Oh, man. You guys could have gotten a lot of trouble.
No, I've crossed
We were
over with
smoking
more
the whole
weed,
time.
honestly, and they just want money. Every time. Every
They
time
just
see
want the
weed,
American dollar.
Every time they see the weed, they're like, they'll just look at you like.
For real?
So
So wait,
Rocky
so
Point? Yeah. it's
Rocky
Rocky
Point
Point.
right here.
Not over in
It's
Cabo.
still
If
not
you,
safe.
if you fly over the plane,
Still
you're going
not.
through the U.S., you know, all that
Customs,
shit.
yeah.
If you're going through, fuck no. Fuck no, you're going to
Okay,
go.
but if you're driving,
But, yeah, like if you're going to Rocky Point 4 hours away, girl, you just give them like $100. I don't give a fuck
Look,
what you
I'm
bring
not.
over. You bring over some cocaine somewhere, they be like,
I'm Fuck that. You're talking about a Mexican jail?
Girl, no, they wouldn't do that at Rocky Point. I'm telling you, you pay them and
I'm
they
telling
just be like,
you, that's terrifying to me.
Somebody told me
Look,
they
I
got.
have blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm not trying
Somebody
to
told me they got in trouble for riding
Like, I took one of
four-wheelers
my
on the
friends
beach
that
or some
was
shit.
just like
$100, they let them go.
Yeah.
it's the same shit. You get pulled
You're
over.
stronger than me.
Any
out.
like
I freak
that,
out.
like you're
It's
pay
only
them
3
off.
hours.
They all want money and they're not getting shit to be
It's
a
way
fucking Mexican.
closer than
So, like,
Yeah.
you throw
Anywhere
a
else.
couple blue strips and American
And the
money,
water's probably
it's
warmer.
worth some shit out there, okay? I don't give a fuck what
It's
you
dirty.
got, what
I'm
you
from
doing.
Florida. The water's
But if you're coming back over from
great.
Rocky Point, don't bring
Yeah,
shit.
don't bring shit.
No, because
No.
you're going to the U.S.
You're not
They're not
missing
going to give a fuck about our money.
The humidity. doesn't
Yeah, I
make it
watched
worth
that
it.
shit on TV.
But,
I
I
grew
mean,
up there,
they
so-
always search my mom's car because I feel like she just is like a little white lady that looks like she could be smuggling some shit. And then she has like a bunch of little bougie little black girls in the back, so like, kind of looks a little
Yeah.
sus. So they
No,
usually pull
and
us
she's
over and they'll
the
search the
one.
car and they'll pull out the weed and be like, and then they'll just be like, just look at you. And then we gave them. My mom's a negotiator, so literally, like, they're like $100, and she's like 50. So like that, and then like she gave them 50 to let us take the weed. But when they searched the car, they got one of my friends out of 100. So that's why they didn't give a fuck about the 50. Because they're like, girl, we already got you at the 100. We had 150 now.
Yeah, I'm not.
And they let us go, and that's fine. She kept pushing.
I can't see it. I don't know, man. Good.
I don't think we got into any trouble the last time.
No?
When we went to Rock Point?
But some people did die at the same resort that we stayed at.
Yeah.
And it was like 30 minutes away from Rocky Point.
Let's see.
They got in the hot
Yeah,
tub and
no,
electrocuted.
I
They
think
got
I'm
electrocuted.
just gonna stick to the continental United States.
You know, just not the precautions that
I
we
mean,
take.
Yeah.
Alaska looks good.
Right? In like when it's in the hot tub. Beautiful.
Alright.
On that note, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, y'all. We're still here with Molly and Coco from Dream Palace. So,
Fuck yeah.
before we went to break, we were talking about some traveling that you guys do. Is that like what you guys do outside of work for fun? Like, what kind of hobbies y'all got? What do you do?
She loves to make she's a big planner. This one
Yeah.
right here.
I like to plan stuff.
But it's very expensive things. So,
Yeah,
She's
only
very
if it's
much-
expensive,
Nothing wrong with that.
so sometimes a little bit, you know, but it's still
I'll always
love her,
surprise
still love
her.
But yeah, she likes to do like big, whether it's like a big mansion and we'll like have a couple pool days or some type of like going somewhere.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Like where?
Yeah.
Where have y'all been?
Honestly, it's been pretty local. We did Rocky
Yeah.
Point, and then we did like a really pretty like I don't know what kind of house it is. It looks like one layer, but when you see it from the back, it's like 3 stories. And it was in the middle of a forest. It was gorgeous in like Santa Cruz, more so. And then we drove a day where we did San Francisco one day,
Damn.
and then we did the Monterey Bay or
I don't remember.
we just saw a video for it. It's like one of the prettiest aquariums out there. I can't think of what it is. We drove to do that. We just packed
That's
it
so
all
pretty.
in. But yeah. Very like traveling is definitely like even if it's just like a staycation, I feel like that's
Yeah,
definitely
fuck yeah.
something.
What's like your dream spot?
We were literally
If you could
just
go
talking
anywhere,
about
spare no expense, don't worry about costs, where would you go?
it. We would do Christmas in New York.
we were just talking about that.
Really?
Spend Christmas in New York?
Like the most fabulous, like, wonderland.
Oh,
We
and
love
like a real
Christmas.
high
We really
rise.
feel
Stay
like
in
the
like the
snow.
Waldorf Astoria.
Yeah,
Somewhere gorgeous.
Yeah.
nice.
But if
That
I
would be
could
a pretty
take her
penny.
anywhere, I want to take her to St. Thomas.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
I want to take her to St. Thomas.
Have you been there before?
My godparents had a boat down there for like about, I want to say like 12 years. So for about like every other year when I was a little girl, my mom would go up there and I'd go up there and we'd take the boat to like the Virgin Islands and the Cozumel, St. John and all that stuff. And so I've always loved it. St. Thomas is such a small island, it's so easy to learn. It's literally like 12 miles long, I think, and like 11
Really?
miles wide. It's super
Wow.
tiny. You drive on the opposite side of the road too.
Oh, fuck.
It's a little different, but it's the U.S. version of it. So you can go to St. Thomas with no passport needed. And
Really?
definitely, yeah.
But you drive on the opposite side.
Yes, but
Oh,
honestly, it's really not worth driving.
It's
I mean, like I said, it's 11 miles long. So
Yeah,
you
you
can easily
can-
get a
you get
taxi
a
for
ride.
$1. I mean, it's like
Wow.
everything's really cheap out there. It's third world for sure. Like very third world, but it's gorgeous. Water is clear everywhere. There's at least like 15 beaches on that little island, and they all have a
Wow.
bar there. And there's plentiful weed down
Most
there
important.
too. Yeah.
See, I always say I want to go to Belize, but I'm just so sketched out about international travel. Like, what
Again,
if
I can't
what if
smoke
something
pot.
happens while I'm there and I can't get home?
Well,
No,
I
it's
mean,
definitely a fear.
there's the what if. I mean, what if, you know? We live our lives by what if and never accomplish anything. So, you know, I don't know. I'd like to go, but again,
Definitely
it
don't
is
go
a-
alone. That's just like my only
Yeah.
thing. You know, obviously that fear. At least
Yeah.
I won't go to jail with you. You know.
Yeah.
At least you won't be stuck out there by yourself. You
Right.
know, like that's just my biggest. I would never really travel alone, and it's just not even like the fear of being alone. It's just like when it comes to out far places, like it's dangerous. And
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
speaking of Jamaica, like the crime rate has been up over there, and I just
It's
see-
recommended that we
Yeah,
don't
they-
go.
they-
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Right
as of
now.
right now,
Right now.
You
Yeah.
should go to St. Thomas, guys. Got a timeshare right there for you guys.
You don't need a
But-
passport, huh?
No passport needed.
Huh.
But I'm not gonna be real upfront. It is a real long flight. It takes about 12 hours to get there, and it's not
Right.
one flight. It's a couple.
Where you usually fly to like Miami.
I'm not even sure. I was so little. I just know, not like little. Last time I went there was about like 13, 14. But then they had that bad hurricane and it wiped out everything. So the resort is fresh build, new build. Just redid that.
You got to get on one of
Nice.
those little airplanes. That
No. I'm not doing that. Fuck no. My mom did that a
No?
couple of years ago, but no.
I've
fuck
been on
no.
a small plane. It's pretty cool.
I heard they're actually safer, but I'm just scared of that.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Yeah.
But no little plane. They're all big planes. They have a little airport. It looks like you're not gonna land. Like it looks like you're gonna land on the water.
Oh,
but I
fuck.
promise you they'll break in time. Okay, it just looks like they're not going to. You look like you're gonna fall in, but you won't. You won't. They've never had a plane go in the water before.
I don't know. See, a lot of people from out here talk about Hawaii, going to Hawaii.
See, Hawaii is like that, but it's just like more Americanized, so it's a lot more expensive. But St. Thomas, you get the exact same experience, just a lot low cost. And you meet a lot of locals. It's like most people don't move out there, you know? It's
Right.
pretty fucking
Right.
small, you know?
Yeah.
So it's all locals, and they're all nice as fuck. It's all about respect. Like, if you say you're gonna spend $100,000, they don't care if you walk in there like, I'm gonna spend $100,000. Like, you have to walk in, ask them how their day is, talk to them, then shop.
Right.
They're very much like, if you don't communicate, they don't even want business or.
I love that.
That's cool.
I love that. I can totally relate to that.
And they have one Kmart, and that's about as close as it gets to America.
Kmart, huh?
One Kmart.
Taking it back.
That's
On the
it.
whole island.
Yeah. You can take a ferry over to St. John, and they have a lot more stuff over there. It's bigger. There's a lot to do at St. Thomas if you guys were interested. They're like and you don't need a passport
I'm
to
looking
St.
into
John
that shit.
either.
Yeah. I mean, we got a 20-year anniversary coming up. So,
It's
you know,
beautiful island.
I might check that out.
we're looking into something for sure.
And I'm telling you, it's all green now. I haven't gone in so long because of the hurricane. It took out a whole bunch of shit. My godparents actually are RVing now instead of boating because it's just their boat got crashed onto the deck. and
Oh, fuck.
They were staying in
Like
a
a
whole
whole
like
shit.
little storage unit because there's nowhere to. It's an
Aw.
island, you know, so there's not really much protection on an island,
Yeah.
you know, and all the greenery was
Yeah.
torn apart, and so it took a couple years to regrow and for them to rebuild. I mean, they didn't have water and like electricity for like 8 months
Fucking shit, man.
because it's just like, you know, it's a little ass island, so the U.S. kind of tends to forget about it. You know,
Yeah.
it's literally real tiny, a little dot on the map, you know.
Damn.
But now it's all rebuilt, all redone. I haven't been to a
Where's
resort
that?
yet, but it's like a loft unit,
Nice.
all
Fuck
inclusive
yeah.
too. Your drink.
I'm saying, I like that. I like the sound of that. I want some rum on the beach.
Really gonna top
That's
shelf.
great.
I mean, I'm a beer drinker, but I'll drink rum.
Listen to some Jamaican music. You know?
Yes,
Yeah,
I love me some reggae. Fuck yes.
Yes, and everything's
Yeah,
cheap out there. You can
I-
even do a boat rental.
And
you know?
I want to dance, damn it. Yes.
Yes, do a
Yes.
first cruise.
I
get
want to
some,
fucking
you know?
dance. I want to get drunk and listen to reggae and fucking move. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, excuse me.
You're good.
Oh
Um,
my
Excuse me.
God.
Yes.
so, I know you guys, you're somewhat new to this. You've been doing it a couple years. You still got some time to think,
Yeah.
but any kind of exit plan in your head thus far?
Okay, so like we always need beauty stuff, like hair stuff, anything like beauty. And you know they open and close, and we're always at an inconvenience. Like it'd be like the
No.
worst timing.
Anytime. Like I had to get my hair braided one time at like 10 a.m. right, and it takes about 6 hours to get the long braids and do all that shit. And literally, she's like last minute tells me I need to get hair. Beauty supply store is usually run by like the black community, and we tend to run out a little bit later times, so they don't open till most of them don't open till 10:30 or 11 a.m. And then that Sundays, most of them aren't even open, or they're fucking closed at like 2, and it's like we don't stop doing our hair at 2 p.m. in the day. We don't stop
Right.
doing our makeup and getting ready at these times. You know, like I run a name community. She has like I feel like I'm sure every female probably has, and like imagine a drive-through, little
24 hours.
Right.
drive-through moment. But I think we'd probably go over somewhere probably like in South Phoenix, more so where I feel like we'd probably build better business over there.
Right.
More so than we would obviously in Scottsdale.
Right.
You know? But yeah, long term, I mean, we talked about that from the get. Because I don't know how many times I've been like, bitch, we need to go to the Beauty Supply store. Like, we need bro, there's nothing we could do. And so we would love to have a business like that and do that. And then I'm sure like if we could even just get an ABC 15 or anything like that, I mean, maybe bring enough to hopefully open up another one in Phoenix. You know?
Yeah.
And then bills. Yeah.
That's
Hopefully
it, man.
it all drops down.
Yeah.
Market crash, not too bad. The crash is a little bit. We can all buy some properties for the low. You know?
Yeah. One day we'll get back to that.
Dreams.
Dreams.
But yeah.
Well, let them know where they can find you, ladies.
Yeah. Do you have like a social or anything you want to share?
Anything you want to put out there?
Anything?
Not really. You can just come in.
Just come to Dream
Yeah,
Palace.
Dream
Yeah,
Palace.
that's
Get
only
the
place
vibe.
we're at.
We're there I'm there every night, and I'll
We're not
tell her to
broke
come
people.
in. So if you need her,
We're not
You
broke
heard 'em,
people,
guys.
you know.
here.
We're strippers. So
We're at.
Remember, you find us on YouTube. Our Instagram is as the poll turns, dot between every word. When you go to YouTube, click the subscribe button, guys. We need to get them
Yeah.
likes and subscribes.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Don't forget to follow us.
Follow them. Like
Whatever.
The video,
I mean,
do all
yeah.
the fun stuff.
Do it.
Molly Coco, thank you guys for coming out.
Yes.
We appreciate it
It's been a
greatly.
pleasure.
having
Thank you
us.
so much.
Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
What's up, ladies? You want to come on the show and hang out with us here in the lounge? Hit us up on the Instagram as the poll turns, dots in between each word. Somebody will get back to you to schedule you, let you know how everything works here. Guys, managers, door guys, DJs, we want you to come on, get some girls from where you work. Come on and let's have a conversation.
And also, just so you know, we provide the alcohol of your choice, unlimited flour, and a fun, safe, comfortable environment to come and chill with us. So hit us up. Let us know. Bye.